Welcome everybody to round number 2 of the 2020 MotoOption SX Series live here on Start Your Systems. Kellen Brauer here in booth. Joining me as always, Andrew Wood to my right, to you guys' left on the screen. And we're very excited to bring you guys all the action tonight from St. Louis. Don't know how, but we made it all the way about 2,000 miles east already. And getting excited to go racing here tonight on this racetrack. Before we do that, though, of course, we want to kind of recap what happened last week in these couple minutes before the gate drops here tonight. So let's go ahead and, first of all, A-Wood, let's take a look at those 250 point standings. We saw Braden Carter get out front and basically dominate last week. Is anyone going to be able to stop him tonight?
Yeah, well, with the recent news that Craig Richards might not be racing the rest of the rounds on this 250 West Championship, I feel like Braden Carter doesn't have too much competition. We'll have to see if any of the guys that are down there, maybe Kevin Gonzalez, if he can put it together, Clint Martin. There's a couple names in there that I feel like on the right weekend could put it together and kind of battle back with it, but Braden Carter almost seems like he's back on another level.
Right, yeah, and again, this is looking at our current championship standings because we've only done one round, so obviously what they finished is where they are from round one. We're going to do the same thing, taking a look here at the 450 point standings now, going over and seeing basically 450 class rookie. He's done some 450 racing, but Walter Gebhardt pretty much was the man to beat last week. Fastest qualifier, won his heat race, went on to win the main event. Obviously, we're going to be looking at, champion Jack Haley to get up inside of the top 10 and start challenging. But looking right behind Gebhardt, can you see any one of these guys inside of the top 5 last week that's going to break through this week?
Honestly, I think Russ Chapman, we talked a lot about him last week, kind of rookie, almost coming back in here, but he had some insane speed, and if he can put it together, I feel like he could be up there. But no shortage of talent in this class. Dickerson back there, Race Carlin. We have some people that didn't even make the mains. Adam Holm, Colby Eagland, all these guys. Nobody is a slouch in this 450 class, so I feel like if those guys can bring it together, they can definitely challenge Gebhardt. He definitely didn't run away where I think he's going to dominate the rest of the series.
Yeah, and talking a little bit about our defending champion, Jack Haley, you may have a little bit more information on this than I, but obviously last week racing in Germany, and he was not maybe using the best internet and stuff like that, so it's probably a little tougher to play. Is he back this week at home in El Paso, Texas, and is he ready to go?
From what I've heard, I don't think he is yet. I think it's going to be another round or two before he gets back here, so we might see some subpar performances, but I don't know if that was all the internet issue kind of being over there. I feel like he could still maybe bring it back and put it together. Maybe he realized he needed to put more time into the game, wasn't taking it as serious. So maybe we see a resurgence from him as well as some of the other guys who didn't make the main last week. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, it's all going to start, first of all, with qualifying, which just basically wrapped up about a couple minutes ago. It started an hour ago, and here is what we're looking at now qualifying-wise in that 250 Supercross West class for round 2. Braden Carter, points leader, coming into this round with a lot of momentum, obviously, off the win, right to the top of the timesheets, 53.7. I mean, can you see any one of these guys maybe topping that time here in these last couple seconds, or is this what we're looking at?
I feel like you can definitely see it's really close. Wow, looking at the times for the first time here right now, Jake Rose, no slouch, is right up on Braden Carter, only 1/10 back, and Zoe Cross not too far behind him. I feel like even looking further down this sheet right here, you have to look at some of the people who may not have the best qualifying times, but can definitely put it together in the race. Trent Adams, I look for him to be kind of up there. Devin Davis, Chase Blakely, Clint Martin. I don't look too much into the qualifying times, maybe so much in the 450 class, where some of the guys, or in the 250 class, where some of the guys in the 450 class will just dominate qualifying. It looks to be pretty close, and I feel like it's still kind of a wide open field for some of these guys.
And then moving over to that 450 division, this is times as they were about 10 minutes ago when we got the stream started. And just like we saw in that 250 class, times are close at the top.
Yeah, short track, only 51 seconds here, not too crazy. But you see Gebhardt barely edging out Siebel right now as of when this was taken. But Russ Chapman right there. Siebel is a defending champion in, I'm not sure if 450s, but he's definitely been here and he knows what to do. So with a time that quick, I would kind of watch out for him. But Jack Haley up there too, so maybe he's gotten to work.
Absolutely. So this is qualifying times. This is our little synopsis of what happened last week. Now nothing is left to happen but bring you guys the racing action tonight, and we're going to go ahead right now, jump into the server, see what's going on. Looks like they're just about ready to get UIDs taken, so we're just kind of hanging out here in the booth while they do that. But exciting, round 2, St. Louis, Awood. I mean, got those jitters back. I mean, first of all, big shout out to every single one of you guys that watched Anaheim 1 last week. We crushed it with view counts. We crushed it with donations. All across the board. Look at NZ, or I should say MotoX 11222 coming in with 2 New Zealand dollars. I don't know the exchange rate.
Probably like 10 cents.
But that's awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But seriously, guys, last week was amazing for us. We had the time of our live streaming to so many of you guys, and really appreciate all the support. Had some people come up to me at A1 and say streams are great and videos are great and all that stuff. So again, nothing but huge appreciation for the support that we had last week, and looking to do it again tonight, huh, buddy?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm more live, ready to go. Got the jitters out of the way, and I feel like most of the racers have as well. So we're kind of out here just ready to start this thing off. And the track's a little bit interesting tonight. We have a tunnel into the finish. We got 2 jumps across the start straight. I'm really excited to kind of check out the track, see how this goes down with these guys. It's kind of tight, a lot of corners, a lot of weird little tricky short sections. So I'm excited to see. And a lot of the short sections and jumps across the start, that means a lot of 180 bull turns. So hopefully a lot of passing opportunities for these guys.
Yeah, so here's a look at the track now if you guys haven't seen it yet. Pretty lengthy first rhythm section, 9 jumps in it, and pretty tough to kind of get all the way through it cleanly. And then you come into this little sweeper up over the tunnel jump and into the finish line jump the first time. And then I'd imagine some guys are tripling in here, but most people are going to double in and then triple out of this into the under part of the tunnel. As you can see, I'm making
that triple in leaves you with that 5-footer double into the corner, but I feel like maybe they might go in so that they're kind of slow and can hug the inside of that.
Yeah. Only one set of whoops this week, and it's kind of a tricky one, a little bit taller, a little bit more rolled out than we've seen in the past. Then the second rhythm lane here, you can double in, quad, triple, or you can go triple on off and then triple single through the middle there. And those 2 jumps across the start straight that we talked a little bit about. Oop, tucking the front wheel there. Alex Efforts, thanks, buddy. Dropping $4. You're going to see that pop up probably on the screen right about now. That's a funny comment. But appreciate the donation.
I definitely can. Thank you for the money, and we're coming in strong this week. Definitely interested to see this track, this racing, and yeah, it looks like not the easiest rhythms. Maybe if they want to go for big rhythms, they have to kind of hang it out a little bit more. Got this weird little inside rut to roller thing. I feel like most people are going to be going over that. But really excited to see some racing here and can't wait for it to get started. Looks like we just got UID grab right now, so we'll have to see how long it takes for this first heat to get started up.
Yeah, it looks like, so you guys keep mentioning in chat that bitrate needs to go up. I mean, we did this several times last week. I don't think we can explain it any further to you guys that if I go up any higher, my internet will not be able to handle it. So we're stuck at the bitrate that we have. I apologize for that. I mean, that's just kind of where we're going to be stuck at doing here.
Unless it's laggy and we need to actually go down.
Well, it did have a little bit of frame droppage there for a second, but it should actually be... should be a little bit better now. I think it's kind of leveling itself out. Trying to get back in game here. All right, so getting ready for 250 heat number 1 coming up first. It's going to be obviously this 250 West division. We're still a couple rounds out from the boys going east. And judging by qualifying times, we will not see Braden Carter in this, but we should see Jake Rose, who was qualified second.
Did Braden not?
Huh?
Oh, the qualifying time. Okay. I thought you meant he wasn't racing. My bad.
No. Braden Carter will be in Heat 2 with that fastest qualifying time, and we'll look for him in that second heat with that red plate. Taking a look at some funny Snapchats.
On TVs. We're out here on TVs. We were on a projector last week, too.
Hashtag SYS or SX on SYS.
Yeah. Send us your hashtags. We'll show them. Or send us your pictures of your dirt bikes in your living room.
There you go. MotoX 11222 dropping another 2 New Zealand dollars. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. Again, like I can't thank you guys enough for all the support that we've had these opening couple of rounds. And yeah, I mean, the switch back over from Twitch to YouTube, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. We're going to deal with a couple ups and downs. Hopefully, internet issues will get sorted sooner rather than later. I'm kind of in the process of working on that, but it doesn't happen overnight. and we'll be able to get a little bit better streams out to you guys soon, hopefully. But for now, just kind of going through the motions here. So yeah, 250 heat number 1 out on the track for their parade lap. They're just kind of feeling things out while we get everything dialed in. Got Jack Gatlin out here, Daniel Paz, Kevin Gonzalez, Jake Warden, Kyle Howard, Kevin Gonzalez, I already said him, Jacob Hubbard, and the rest of them. Any ideas, Awood, of those 6 guys that I just went through for a whole shot potentially?
Are we back? Hubbard.
Braden Carter is in this one.
Braden Carter is in this one. Hubbard, let's see. I got a feeling. Just Jacob Hubbard, but probably not. I'm excited to see how Warden does in this. We actually have most of our top guys, I feel like, in this one. So we'll kind of have to see how they do.
And we are off and running right now in St. Louis. Gate goes down. A couple guys hit the gate. I think Hubbard was one of them on the 46. It's a land rush yellow into the first corner.
Wow, Alex Martin out here taking the whole shot.
Oh, but it's Millsy down the inside. Daniel Mills grabs the whole shot. He might lose it. Ryan Mahan on the 125 around the outside trying to squeeze it in. But Mills down the inside is going to hold the position and will lead across the line on lap 1.
Yeah, and I think D Mills was actually on 450s, going to do 450 West and 250 East. But it looks like he got a little bit upset about his race last week and just went back to the 250 early. Lost a round, but he's definitely a lot more comfortable on the 250. So I will see a better performance out of him here this week.
So leading the way is Mills from Mahan in second. Then Trevor Spencer side by side in the whoops with Kevin Gonzalez. Gonzalez lays it down. And here comes Braden Carter, your points leader, through on the 32. Now, we talked a little bit about it, you and I, Would, before this broadcast, but we didn't really hit too deep on it. Craig Richards, defending series champion, going to be out for the rest of this campaign. He apparently received a new promotion in his work in Australia and is going to be staying a little bit later, so won't be able to make it home and race these events. And now we're looking at less challengers for Carter, who was dominant in that opening round.
Yeah, and man, as you see, Braden Carter hit that 333 through that first rhythm, definitely cleans it, looks really good. But Braden Carter, I feel like he has a weight off his shoulders, almost like he has a bunch less competition coming in, because I feel like Craig Richards, even though he had a bad round at the first round, I feel like that was one of the people that Braden Carter was worried about most. So we'll have to see how much he can capitalize and with this little bit less stress on his shoulders.
Up in front of him, Ryan Mahan, former 450 Supercross winner and the MX Sim Cup champion from 2015, finally making his way back onto the scene this year. He took a couple of years off and already dealing with a little pressure there from Carter from behind.
Yeah, if most of these guys knew the stuff that Ryan Mahan has accomplished, I feel like they'd definitely be a little bit more scared about him coming back, but we'll see. He's looking solid right now. 3-digit number out there, just kind of. Oh my
Carter
God.
Went for the triple in, and we're going to see this a lot tonight, more often in the 450s, because guys are going to be able to do it smoother.
And they're stacking up back there, entering the section as well.
Yeah, a couple guys going down. Let's take a look back, and it's kind of sorting itself out now. But it was chaotic there for a minute. Now Gatlin coming through in front of this group. He is running in the 7th position. We'll have to go back to Alex Heckman. Hey, a little teammate action here. The SYS FamMX racing rider is in the final transfer spot.
Solid number there.
Yeah, solid number. Here comes Hunter Porch, though. He's trying to close it down. Almost gets into the side of him. And we also saw Hubbard, who hit the gate. He is back here as well.
Yeah, Hunter Porch coming up the inside on you like that is not something you really want to see. As we see Ben Seberg trying to make a charge down the inside, can't get the drive really. Coming in this long rhythm section, a lot of the 250 guys, I feel like we're going to be seeing that switched up rhythm where they're not tripling all the way onto the table. But going to be interesting too as the track breaks down, see how hard it is for these 250 guys to actually hit these doubles across as you see someone slow up.
Alex Helms getting back on the track, nearly causing a bit of a collision there between Hubbard and Seberg in the air. Now Gatlin side by side with Porch as they're still trying to run down Alex Heckman, and Porch jumps underneath Heckman, and down they both go. Heckman off the side of the track. Porch gets up. He was fortunate not to fall off there.
Yeah, I just saw Chase B back there, man, in about 15th, 16th, not having a very good ride. That's kind of a bigger name you expect to be up here. As that scrolled across the top. But Alex Helms definitely keeping it solid here after that little mix-up we had there in the rhythm section.
Yeah, everybody trying to kind of sort themselves out back here from about 5 on back. We'll take a peek back out front and still see the 31 of Daniel Mills leading, the 2017 Daytona 250 Supercross winner. Knows how to get it done in this division. and looking a lot stronger this week, like you said.
Yeah, he definitely gels with the 250 a lot more. The 450 is a little too much power for him. He's got to have it toned back. But he's definitely out here looking smooth. He's always one of the guys you're going to see throwing whips out there, just kind of feeling comfortable. And the less pressure on him, as you see him doing a wheelie down the start straight just because, the less pressure on him, the better he's going to do. So maybe missing round 1 was actually what he needed to. He doesn't really have anything to prove.
And of course, Mills, if you're just joining us with MotoOption SX this year, is one of the most OG players in this game. He has the user ID of 21, which means he was the 21st person to actually purchase this game back in 2008. And obviously now we're into the 30,000 range for UIDs. We're getting up there. And Mills has been around for a long time. And now probably working on, 13 years of playing this game? Is he going to go down with the lead? It looks like he may be able to get up. In front of Mahan here.
Yeah, kind of saw him charging for that triple in and just didn't look like he was set up right. He's probably going to stop going for that now as he gets back up here. Ryan Mahan's going to close in on him. We got Kevin Gonzalez way back from there with Braden Carter. Oh, the time's just updated. Ooh. Not too far back then, but Braden Carter on the charge. Look at that speed carrying through the corner. And, man, he might even be able to come up and take this away from his teammate if he's got a couple good runs in him.
Yeah, Carter is absolutely on the move. Let's take a look. Time last time by was at 57.6. I thought he was coming up a bit short there. 55.2 for best lap, and 57.4 is Mahan's best lap, so he's even going faster than Mahan was able to do a few laps ago. Mills up front did a 105.2 with that fall off. Still did a 55.8 though, so Mills actually looking pretty strong out front in terms of raw speed. Trying to pull away from everybody. Yeah,
most of these guys' best laps right about there in the 55 range. Braden Carter's just a little bit faster. He's not too far off, but man, these top 4 have kind of separated themselves a little bit from the rest of the pack. I feel like this will be a good group to watch as we come into our main event. As these 4 see how their performance is. Braden Carter hitting that triple in, definitely risking it, but kind of you want to put it all out there and try to see how good you can finish in this heat.
Yeah, this is going to be a burner of a lap time. 54.6, resetting fast lap of the race there for Carter. Closing that gap down almost 3 seconds that last lap alone to Ryan Mahan up the road from him. Hey, he is now on the move. I thought he was going to hit that over-under tunnel as well.
He did too. Definitely had to pull out of it, but man, just look how smooth he is. He's just on another level, I feel like, as these guys, but his start must not have been that good, and going for those triples, I guess you got to iron those things out in the heat race here, but if he's doing that a lot in the main, it could definitely hurt him. So he's closing in right here on the back of Ryan Mahan. Definitely feeling a little bit more comfy, and I feel like we'll be able to see something at the end of this rhythm section. He's got this triple in down. He's probably going to come out wide and just get this triple in right here. Clips it a little bit, triples, but
comes up short, yeah.
If he didn't come up short, could triple to the inside.
Oh, up front, Daniel Mills takes the win in the heat race with an underflip. Mahan trying to go side by side, and Carter gets into the back of him and goes down. So Carter going to get up. He'll cross the line in third, just barely by 1/10 of a second.
Dang.
Hubbard coming across in 5th. Seaberg's going to pick up 6th. Blakely 7th. 8th for Porch and 9th for Solis. Devin Davis trying to make a late charge. He just squeaked into the main event last week out of the heat race, but he looks like he's going to miss out this time as the Lithuanian Alanis Solis goes through into the main event. Davis going straight to that last chance qualifier is going to have to make it through there.
Yeah, that's. I feel like he can definitely do that. Jack Gatland as well. Some of those guys, I feel like they know they can be there, but it's definitely hard going back and having to do a whole nother start. Jake Warden too, man, with a 12th place, and he finished 2nd in our 250 main event last week, so he's going to want to get back in there. Luke Sullivan was also top 10 last week. He's going to be in there. Man,
a lot of guys not going
it's
through.
Just going to be, I feel like that's going to be the theme all year. It's just going to be a bunch of stacked LCQs.
Look at Dalton Plessinger didn't make it again either, and Plessinger last week, same problem, going to the LCQ and struggle busting his way into the main event. Didn't even make it. So
yeah, good charge by Chase B. I saw him back there in 16th about halfway through the race, and I saw him come through somewhere, I don't know his number, somewhere up there, but Chase B, good comeback. 21 maybe. Yeah, he's Jason Anderson out there.
Yeah, he is. All right, coming back in the booth, Kellen Brauer, Andrew Wood hanging out here in the booth as we're waiting for 250 heat number 2 to come up next. It looks like it's actually loading in right now. Well, Wood, one heat race in the books. What are you thinking about how this track is kind of shaping up so far for racing? Are we going to see a lot of passing tonight, or is it going to funnel down to one line?
I think there is going to be a lot of passing. I feel like some of the 90-degree turns, like the one before you're coming through the tunnel here, if you can kind of dive down someone's inside and just get in front of them. But I feel like a big thing to look at is going to be the two big rhythm sections on either side of the track. If a 250 rider is going to go for that triple in, you have to downside that 5-foot jump right there as the third one. And it's a little bit tricky. You saw D Mills go down with it. You saw Braden Carter have that trouble and not be able to make that pass stick. And then also the triple onto the tabletop here in the rhythm that's closest to our camera right here. 250 riders, if you want to stretch that triple on and you can get that drive and get it consistently, I feel like that's going to gain you time. But is it worth the risk of casing it up a little bit and going down or not? Just kind of seeing how much you're willing to push on this track and how comfortable these guys feel with the bigger lines.
Yeah, and talking about that triple on that's at the base of our screen here, we saw Carter attempt it a few times and even crunch it like you were saying.
Yeah.
And his corner speed is one of the best in the 250 class. So I think we're going to see only a couple guys in this 250 division able to actually bust that out during the race. And it's, like you said, going to be a huge time difference when they get it cleanly. So it's going to be something to look for sure.
Yeah, and that one... that stuff on the 250 class, I feel like it's just not worth it. Like, is it going to gain you that 2/10, maybe get you a position here and there? But these classes are so stacked. If you go down on it and you lose 5 spots, it's not going to be worth it.
Exactly.
The triple in the first rhythm off the start, I feel like is going to be the one that bites people most. I feel about half the class is going to be going for it, and half the class just kind of knows they don't have it. And that's the one that bites. You saw it by Braden. You saw it bite a bunch of people in the earlier laps too. So, I mean, it's just risky how much these guys want to put on the line here. How much they're willing to risk. And, hey, if you risk it all and you put it all together and you could come away with the win tonight, but you might end up in 10th place because you were a little bit too over-anxious. So...
All right, well, moving on to 250 heat number 2. And these guys working their parade lap right now. Medina, Mullins, Adams, Green, DeSalle, Mudge, Cross, Rose, Irvine, Holmes, Whiteley, Wilson, Pichon, Clint Martin, Trevor Schaefer, Dylan Love out here, MX Locker, Austin Bear, just to name a few, all going to the line and trying to qualify for tonight's main event here at St. Louis.
Yeah, we got some people in this class with a lot to prove from last week, either poor performances or missing the main, or people like Ivan Medina and Jake Rose, who did perform really well. We'll have to see if they can back it up. Or like Jake Warden, who missed that main event, has to go to the LCQ. See if those guys might end up with the same fate as him. We'll have to see.
Well, they are set to go, folks. 250 heat number 2 on the gate. And in about 10 seconds, they'll be off and running here for their second heat race. 9 transfers to the main. We're going to find out who goes through and who goes to the LCQ right now in St. Louis.
We have a big jump off the inside from a Kawasaki. Let's see if he can hold on. It's going to get pinched out. We're going to have Michael Mudge, but sneaking through is Trent Adams with the whole shot here. And looking to check out early, gets that rhythm, and a lot of people not really following. But Dale Mullins right behind him is no slouch for sure.
Yeah, Mullins on that 231 trying to get after Adams as they cross the line on lap number 1. We also have Rogan McIntosh up here. Robert Wilson down the inside. Michael Mudge gets taken down. He ran a little high there, and that's a tough spot to get crammed up in that corner. Oh, and the leader was down. Trent Adams on the 50. Mullins gets into the back of him, so that's going to hand over McIntosh the lead now.
Yeah, Rogan's going to go out there. Rogan's definitely got some speed, too, and we got Robert Wilson right behind him. Some of these guys didn't have the best performances last week, so see if they can get some confidence here by being up front in this first heat race. Ronnie Wilson throwing down some style there, can't really make too many passes here, but probably in this one right here, Monty's going to look inside, not close enough yet.
And both of these guys already opening up a small gap over our man in third. Wilson goes for the triple in.
Oh, gets a little
out of
squirrely.
shape, but he saves it and down the inside, makes the pass. McIntosh trying to cut back underneath. They're going to go bar to bar on the over-under.
Yeah, going to jump off the track almost. He's going to be there. Slow up. He's going to dive up. No, he's not.
McIntosh takes the lead, but here comes Mills cutting back underneath. He's going to get the triple to the inside and takes over the race lead.
Ooh, almost pulls Trent Adams there and goes into the tunnel as well. Definitely pushing it, but I think he just wants to get out front and be able to ride his own race. Maybe he felt like he had a little bit more speed than Rogan did. Austin Bear going to get shredded by Dale Mullins through those whip sections there.
Shredded, dude.
Just shredded.
Daniel Irvine coming through in 5th. Kyle Carpenter right behind him in 6th on that number 43 Tiger Designs machine. Pachon running in 7th with Medina 8th and Zoe Cross in that final transfer spot. Early runnings, though. We still have 4 minutes and a lap left in this heat to kind of sort everything out in this 250 heat number 2.
Yeah, I like this gear combo that Zoe Cross has right here. The white and black Husky with that all-white gear looking fresh out there. As we head back up to the front, Robert Wilson got about a second or two on the next position. Just kind of trying to stay comfy. Rogan McIntosh still there, though, throwing down. That's what I like to see, getting comfy. And Dale Mullins kind of back up there after getting into the back of Trent Adams on that first lap. Almost has a repeat of that, but he's able to make it by. And let's see if he could charge and come up for Monty Wilson.
McIntosh looks like he did that exact same things that Adams did, like you were talking about. Seems like a thing with these 250 guys tripling out of that rhythm, can't get stopped on the inside and just run right into the tunnel. Something we'll probably have to watch for, especially in that main event. If maybe it gets stacked up there early on, someone could sneak away with a big lead.
Yeah, I kind of noticed it's them trying to triple to that inside, and I think they're trying to kind of watch their speed coming in there, and they clip up their rear wheel, and then they can't really get stopped. But earlier in the first heat, I saw Braden Carter tripling to the outside where he kind of has more room to work with on that little tiny berm out there, and he can kind of get that triple out cleanly. We'll see if those guys figure that out or if they keep going for the inside.
Absolutely. So let's kind of sort through this a little bit more. Everybody kind of spreading out at this point. Back here with Zoe Cross, Kyle Carpenter going side by side. Irvine down on the up face of the tunnel jump. That is an awful spot right here.
Yeah, that's completely terrible.
See how you've been
you don't want to be there at all.
And then the tunnel doesn't have the best collision files, but he makes it over it clean.
Yeah, Irvine there, man. Kind of a little bad break there. I don't know exactly what position they were in. Right about. Oh, and he's going to ride it out. And he's going to completely kill someone.
Oh, man.
Thank you for the 6.9, not bad, 9 Canadian dollars, Nathan Murray.
Thank you, Nathan Murray. I appreciate that.
Man, that was a wild ride there for Irvine. I love those. You can kind of tell when they're going to make it work, too. So I wasn't too worried for him. Kyle Carpenter there, though, he was in about 8th position. Oh, my gosh, Irvine just completely cased that. Oh, no, Trent Adams. Trent Adams is looking a little rough today. We're going to have to watch it. Yeah, I feel like he should be up there. He's kind of, in my mind, a steady top 10 guy, but maybe not looking too comfy on this track. But Kyle Carpenter, I was going to say, in this 250 class, he's a 450 guy. So maybe he's just out here riding the 250s and he'll switch over for East Coast. We might have to watch out for him as a contender in the 450 class. But definitely not putting together as strong of a performance as he would wish, at least in this heat race. That's rough.
Went down on the back of Pachon and now going through everybody, really. Trent Adams, Austin Bear kind of slicing in. Clint Martin getting up in front of him. I think that's going to push Carpenter back to, 9th now, actually. He's on the bubble. There's
a big group back here and a big group behind them, but Dale Mullins still about 2 or 3 seconds back in the lead.
Riders down. That was Austin Bear on the ground, and he lost a chunk of positions. Now, guys, casing the double back across. We got like 8 riders
There's
in a
so
chunk
many
over
people here. Yeah, I have no idea who's going to get the last transfer. We probably have 1 or 2 laps left, and it is absolutely insane. Who's in 9th right now, Rose?
I think it's Rose right now. It is, definitely Jake Rose is right off the side of the track. Not going to jump the finish line right here, so a couple other spots might be lost. In
the Domino's fans.
BJ Holmes landed on the back of him, and then who was that? Will Whiteley.
Will Whiteley, man.
Was cramming right into the side of him, pushing him up into those Davalos bales, like you said.
Yeah, this is going to be another heated LCQ, and the 450 class hasn't even started yet. We see a lot of big names coming back, and it's a mess back here. I don't even know who's in the transfer.
Well, this is 10, 11, 12 right here. As these guys are trying to sort themselves out and go after Anthony Pachon, who is on the bubble in front of him.
Man, Pachon's just probably freaking out. He's got 1 lap left here, and he's just got to keep it steady. But you have 8 people behind him making mistakes. Jake Rose, with that slide out there. Let's see, Pachon. You're going to see a lot of these guys just doubling in here, not really risking, especially in this position, that triple in.
Yeah, these guys.
Zoe
Cross
killed his
own teammate, Austin Bear, getting absolutely tossed like a wet salad off the side of the track over there.
Well, I mean, Nothing.
Wow, that was I don't know what to say about that. I'd be curious to see what happens at the semi after this one, because there's gonna be some fists thrown. Oh man, Zoa Cross getting into the side of Will Wiley now, stuffs him, and then almost goes down.
Zoa's just out for blood. Zoa's making enemies early. If anybody wants to punt Zoa Cross, he's probably got it coming to him, but he just lost a lot of positions there.
Up front, we completely missed it. Dale Mullins takes the victory. He stole it away. Robert Wilson must have had a mistake there late and just missed out. McIntosh third, Medina fourth. Carpenter looks like he might end up fifth.
Oh!
Gets taken out. Clint
These
Martin.
guys are savages.
Little Aussie lag there, too. Martin goes through into the 5 spot. Trent Adams is going to go ahead and end up 6th in this one. And 7th for Schaefer, 8th for Carpenter, and Pachone is just going to hang on for 9th. Zoa Cross still just going after it with Will Whiteley. They're going back and forth, but they're both going to be going
Will
to
Whiteley
the LCQ.
tossed it.
DeSalle crosses the line in 12th. He was 2nd in the heat last week. He's going to the LCQ this week, though. Bear, Charles Gable, BJ Holmes, Jake Rose, Daniel Irvine, Michael Mudge, AJ Green, Dylan Love, all not going through, and cuts are in. Let's take a quick glance, see if anybody changed inside of the top 9. No, everybody inside of the top 9 stayed the same.
Oh, no, Monty Wilson got the lead back.
Taking the victory by 9/10 of a second after cuts have been applied.
I was a little heartbroken for him. He had that basically the whole race, kind of just got up there, got into it, and held it. But, man, yeah, what a race out there. Zoa Cross just going for blood at the end for no reason. And it didn't do anything. Maybe next time you should just pass him cleanly.
Yeah, not sure.
Keep
because
charging.
Honestly, if he didn't take his teammate out there, he may have still had a chance to get to Pachone. He only ended up about 5-6 seconds behind Pachone, but he was,
he got back into it with Will Whiteley after that. So I feel like he definitely slowed himself up there. Go lay down.
Definitely interesting. A little bit of heat racing action there, but now maybe the good stuff begins here in this 450 class. We already got some fired up people in this 250 division. 450 class coming up next. So many guys with the chance to win, but of course they have to transfer through to the main event first, which has been a problem already this year. We saw Alexis Leclerc, we saw Adam Holm not make it through last week. Any chance of surprises here, or is round 2 everybody's settled in? And
I feel like it's still going to be a complete mess.
Okay, right.
Well, because the people at the end of the heat races last week, they weren't guys. You kind of have those fringe guys that are LCQ guys that know they're going to make it in. Like that used to be me. I'm like, if I get in the heat in 8th or 9th, I'm good. Like that's really good. But if I make it in the LCQ, that's where I belong, or when we had semi races. But this time, the people getting 8th and 9th in the heat, they're guys who've won championships before. So that Adam Holm, Alexis Leclerc, those were 2 of the really big names that we saw not make it. You could definitely see that with another 2 championship contenders. So we'll kind of have to see if Adam and Alexis can bounce back and see who kind of ends up in their position. But this class has more than 22 fast guys.
Yeah, this 450 class is insane this year. It's probably one of the more stacked ones in terms of potential multiple winners, maybe not in terms of just sheer raw talent. There's always up for debate with that stuff, but the potential winners available in this 450 class is absolutely insane. By the way, I saw that MotoX 11 222 dropping another 2 New Zealand dollars. Man, you're just giving us all kinds of Kiwi money out here.
So much Kiwi money. I wonder what the
Kiwi money.
I feel like Australia exchange rate, right? Like is higher, so maybe that's only like $1.20, but whatever, thank you. We appreciate it all. Thank you guys all in the chat for being here. 512 viewers during the heat races so far. Hopefully that keeps growing. We love to see you guys out here. Share it, kind of help us out. Every single one of you guys, we appreciate you guys being here, and we're ready for some crazy 450 racing because we know that's what it's going to be. There's no chance it's not crazy.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome night of racing, especially I feel like because this track, unlike Anaheim, a little bit more straightforward with this 450 division. It's kind of like what the lines are going to be for these guys. They're just going to have to hit their marks for 20 laps
and be really racy. Yeah, A1 definitely had some tricky stuff. This one I feel like a little bit more straightforward. That Triple N, I'll have to see kind of how it is. It is a big thing, the downside for the 450s. Got to get your seat balance really good there, but we'll have to see. And man, all the way, so many names in this as I see them scrolling across the top of our screen again. Adam Holm, Definitely a fast qualifier. Let's see if Adam can get a good jump, get a whole shot, and get himself started out strong here.
All right, you're going to stamp your ticket to the main event. You're going to have to go through the heat races to do it. Let's find out what happens right now. 450 Heat 1 is off and running in St. Louis. Land rush out of the inside. Gebhardt gets hung up. He's going to be in the back. Oh, and a big crash in the middle. Someone lagging hard. Devin Ryan on the 15. JDR grabs the whole shot. Might lose it here to the 64 machine.
Solid whole shot. Cuts down inside hard.
Josh Williams going to take the lead.
Yeah, strong pass and lead there by Josh Williams, but you got these two guys on the inside looking to take it back. Devin Ryan's going to do it.
Puts him down.
Devin Ryan does.
And Seabold hops to the lead. Ryan trying to get it back, but lets Seabold on through.
Yeah, Seabold absolutely just destroyed that corner. Triple to the outside and just never let off coming down the start straight. Devin Ryan, that pass kind of just lost him a little bit of drive. And Seabold's a guy who's out here, and he didn't have a very good showing last week. He was inside the top 10, I'm pretty sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if whoever you see feeling really comfy in these heat races, getting good starts and kind of being out there, just being smooth, I feel like that's going to be somebody you're going to have to watch for the win tonight, and Seabold definitely could get out there and do it.
Yeah, Seabold fourth, I should say, last week at the opener, so sitting fourth in points, of course, trying to make amends as quickly as possible. Last season, took the championship all the way down to the wire, was only 8 points down going into the finale, and ended up losing that championship to Jack Haley. But coming into this season, a fresh start, ending up fourth last week, already probably putting himself in a really good spot championship-wise, and out front here in this heat race, pulling away. It's Devin Ryan in second behind him. Sabrina Ritzler sitting in third, so Sabrina, not a good start to her season last week at Anaheim. Could not put that whip style number 82 in the main event, but runs third right now and is trying to hold off a charge here from Reed Young on that T-Gritty number 42. Adam Holm up inside of the top 5, so looking to turn around, not making the main last week and go straight through out of the heat this week would be a huge step in the right direction for the 17 machine. Colton Mitchell down off the left side of the track, and he's going to allow a lot of guys through, including our points leader Gebhardt, who's going to move up, it looks like, into that 7 spot right behind Jeremy Shipley.
Yeah, Colton Mitchell was our third place finisher in our main event last week, and so definitely going down, and he might have to battle through that. LCQ again, as we're talking about, you got a lot of big names back there, and Gebhardt barely on the bubble here. As you see, Siebel was down there.
Peter went down and lost a lot of time. That wasn't even a little bit of time. So Reed Young goes to the front, and he's got Sabrina Ritzler right behind him. So we got a little battle out front kind of brewing between these two. They were battling for third. Now they're battling for the lead.
Yeah, Ritzler's coming back strong, man. She's been around forever and definitely yeah, she knows how to race in this game. She's definitely raced more seasons than probably almost everybody else here out on the track. She's been up there, and she's got some experience. Jeremy Shipley, I guess, back there in 6th place has more experience, but her speed doesn't look bad here. It's not the fact that she's just getting starts and being smart. She's looking fast here.
Yeah, Ritzler trying to go after Reed Young for the lead, and Adam Holm trying to tail up on them from third.
Yeah, and these guys almost getting a little bit of a gap, but who's that? Holm coming in right behind him. Holm trying to make a statement here, though, after missing the main event completely. If he can somehow get into this first place position and get the first seed into the main, that would definitely be a good comeback for him, and we'll have to see which guys are back there doing what he did last week and just not making the main altogether.
Yeah, Young looking strong ahead of Ritzler and Holm, as mentioned. Gebhardt charging all the way up to 4th, which is a really good charge from the back here after getting kind of hung up on that start. Wasn't really sure what happened. It looked like he just kind of got swallowed up in the middle, and before you knew it, he was kind of touching someone's rear tire with his front wheel and immediately got a little bit of that front end lock, kind of pitched him to the side. Fortunate not to go down, or else he'd be even further back than he is now.
Yeah, I think it was actually his teammate, might have been Colton Mitchell, right next to him. They just kind of touched bars and got a little bit sketchy coming out of the gate there. But man, him and Adam Holm are definitely looking to chase down this lead pack as Adam cases that. I should just stop saying people's names because I'm going to make them fall whenever I say anything about them. But Gebhardt is able to make that pass.
Interesting.
And just try to stay smooth.
Triple
in there.
Yeah, triple in there. Interesting to note with Gebhardt there. I mean, you may have seen it, but he only doubled into the first rhythm section, just trying to stay as kind of low as possible as he could, doing the 2-2 or the 2-3-3-1 line instead of the 3-3-3. Maybe this lap we'll see whether or not he pulls off the 3 in, but at least that lap around, not trying it. I wonder if he's trying to go a little safer here, just to try to kind of close down on our lead group.
Yeah, I definitely feel like he doesn't need to win he doesn't need to win this heat race as he's closing up here on Brina. He knows he doesn't need to come out here and win. He just needs to be consistent and doesn't want to put himself in the position that some of his other contenders have been. That 2-3 definitely shoots a lot higher. I feel like slows you down, but he's going to hit that quad out there, which maybe he's been setting up for that and didn't have the drive for.
Yeah, maybe.
But I would watch out for that. It's definitely a lot less risky if that quad's not too hard. We'll see if he triples in here again.
No, but he's closed up right on our leader, Reed Young, in no time at all. Moved by Brina and was already on Young about 3 corners later. With still a little bit of time left on the clock. He may be going for the lead here before long.
Yeah, sorry, Sween just made a funny comment in the chat there that I happened to read up at the top there. But yeah, he's going after Reed Young. Makes a little mistake in that section. Reed Young throwing it down, staying a little bit comfy out here. And Reed doesn't need this heat win for anything but maybe his own self-confidence to beat the guy who won the main event. Even though he's had his troubles here in this first heat race, could definitely be a little bit of confidence booster. As we see Gebhardt not hitting that quad out. But, man, it doesn't seem like he's losing too much time when he doesn't do it. So, Gebhardt's maybe got the right idea. And maybe you see that he's being smart.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a good thing for this main event that's going to come up. He knows when he doesn't have something, and he's not going to pull the trigger and wad himself up. So, looking strong here with that red plate.
Yeah, white flag waving as well. They just barely made it, or didn't make it back to the line, I should say, when that 6-minute mark crossed. So 6 minutes plus 1 lap. 6-minute timer went up and the white flag went out, and it is now a battle for the win here on our hands between Young and Gebhardt. Can Young hold off the hard charge from your winner last week, or will Gebhardt slide through here for victory with a few corners or 2 left to go?
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's pushing the issue at all, kind of just straight airing both of those. We'll see if he gets this double, triple quad, see how kind of comfy he is with it here.
That's where he would be able to make the pass, but he's not going to go after it. Not sure if he knows it's the last lap or not.
I think
but
he's
either
just chilling.
way, yeah, Reed Young going to bring it down on the 42 and take the win here. 450.
Hell yeah,
heat
Reed.
number 1.
Almost quadruples the finish line.
Launched. Gebhardt comes across second. Bryce Whelan's going to end up third. Guys got to watch out. They're landing in the other lane there.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
The net's not actually holding them.
Yeah, Ritzler comes across in 4th, so she's going to the main. Holman 5th, 6th for Siebel. 7th for Colton Mitchell, 8th for Brady Stanley, and 9th is going to go to Tyler Lang on the 14.
Ooh, Cole Seeley.
Dennis
Fjellberg missing out again. D-Cope almost got it. And he was like 20th. I literally was not even going to talk about him because he was so far back so early. And, man, he put on the charge. I was not expecting him to come through.
Shipley going to miss out going in
Shipley,
14th here.
yeah.
Holiak, Nycott. Who's this laggy guy coming through? Tiberino Williams Bachelet. Daniel Bachelet is having some serious internet issues tonight.
That was sick.
I think it may be what caused the issue in
probably our issues
in turn number 1. No, I don't think so. I think going into turn number 1.
Dogs almost taking out lights here in the studio.
We got dogs
Sorry.
in the studio making problems over here for us.
Her breath smells so bad.
Go lay down.
Did you smell it?
Yeah, go lay down. Go lay down.
Sorry. All right. So yeah, as we finish that up, let's see if there's any cuts differences in the top 9 here in this heat race.
Nope, everything stayed the same.
All the same.
It was Reed Young taking the victory.
And
confirmed in this one.
Once again, a lot of people looking to that LCQ. And I'm so excited. This is going to be so good all year. Unless people stop showing up. Yeah, one thing I saw somebody say in chat, and I was kind of thinking myself, Gebhardt looks strong.
Yeah.
He's fast. We know that. But he looks smart. And I feel like that's what makes him strong. He looks like he knows what to do. He battled back. He obviously was able to work his way through the field after getting a not so good start there. And we'll see if he can keep his head together through the main. But if he comes out and has a great performance in the main event tonight and keeps it all together and keeps his head on his shoulders, I feel like these guys are going to want to watch out because he dominated 250s before, so he's got that in outdoors especially. He has that kind of championship mentality and just can go strong and keep fighting and just pull leads on people. But, man, if he can keep it together, he's going to be scary. We'll have to see who comes through in the second heat. We have Russ Chapman, Colby Eaglin, Isaiah Dickerson, Garrett Hollenbeck, Race Carlin, and Dade Honeywell, I think, who were all in your top 10 last week. that are going to be in this second heat race today, as we have a black lab climbing on top of Kellen in the studio. She makes her appearance there on the screen.
She's trying to get under my arm. Oh, sorry. Don't want to rip your headphones out. All right. Get down. There we go.
Yeah, so, I mean, she's a cute dog, but just a little stinky, you know?
She's not stinky. It's just her breath stinks because she just ate dinner.
Yeah, her breath smells like
dog food.
Butt. She probably licked her butt too. So
Probably.
Speaking of tossing salads, we have a dog in the studio.
Oh man! All right, Leitzel, Eklund, Ohlert,
You started it.
Smith, Joseph Pilsner, Jack Haley.
Who just
This
did
guy's
that?
throwing down.
Someone's just doing a 1080 onto the start.
Craig Lee. Oh, everybody's going down. It's the yard sale fest over here.
Look, Tyler Schmidt. I told you he was back. Prodigy.
Yeah, Prodigy, but he wasn't. He thought he was racing MX bikes tonight. He's not racing MX bikes.
Are you sure?
I don't think he was. I'm just gonna guess.
I think he was. All right, Jack Haley. We got to see how he can come back here, but we also have a lot of people that I want to see how they throw down on this track. Russ Chapman, though, gotta watch out for him. I feel like he could be your heat winner. We'll have to see. I got him for a whole shot too. I'm just calling. He's gonna win everything.
Let's
tonight.
find out who it's gonna be. Board is sideways. The revs are up, and 450 heat number 2 is off and running here in St. Louis. Haley with a good jump, but let's see if he
and then
holds
misses a shift.
Yeah.
It looks like or something.
Gets swallowed up. We got another one of these T-Gritty
Tyler
riders on the
Schmidt.
outside. Tyler Schmidt. Grabbing the whole shot. Tyler Smith grabbing the whole shot. Oh, he's almost going to get landed on there.
And Rush is going to almost try to triple or quad to the inside there.
I don't know how they made it through right there. That was definitely close. But Schmitty leads across the line, lap number 1. Chapman is second. Third for Jeremy Smith. Fourth, Roy Mitchell. Fifth, Joseph Pilsner. Sixth, Garrett Oliver. Seventh, Ash Deering. Eighth, Silic. And ninth, Leitzel, as everybody tries to funnel in. It's this lead group that's going to be the one to watch here early on.
Yeah, that's a strong start for a lot of people out here. Man, Russ Chapman has next level speed, and it's going to bite him, and he's going to mess him up.
Hung up in the corner is Schmidt, and I think it was Jeremy Smith as well in the 4 that got hung up. Everybody getting kind of thrown around here early on.
Holy crap. Yeah, you can't just bang gears like that on a 450 rush. I guess you can, 5th gear wide through the whoops. But definitely going to bite him and some other people. Garrett Over right here in second place. Definitely got a little bit of gift. And Tyler Schmidt able to get back out in front.
How about having a couple 3-digit guys up front? Now, Tyler Schmidt, former 250 regional supercross champion in this game. So it's just by coincidence of not playing the game for the last couple of years that he has a 3-digit number. But 175 leading the way here. And the 208 of Garrett Oliver sitting in second. Kind of odd to see some 450 rippers out here in the 3 digits lead the race.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give props to them because basically most of this class is past champions and a lot of guys. You have somebody in 16th place, Logan Leitzel, who's national number 11 or 18. I messed that all up. I was looking at Craig Leake and he had a lower one. But yeah, for these 2 3-digit guys to be up front and just killing it is definitely a strong start for them. These guys got to be pumped, but they have some super fast guys battling behind them. And actually, we have no Alexis Leclerc here tonight.
Yeah, I just saw that, Kyle Miller, in chat, and then I decided to look up at the top of the screen, and that's absolutely correct. No Alexis Leclerc, the former series champion who missed the main event at Anaheim 1, has selected to maybe not race the rest of the series. Not sure.
Probably
definitely not here tonight. Yeah. As Schmidt just trying to hold off Oliver. Oliver tucking down the inside, and we also have Jeremy Smith closing in on the 4. So this is quickly turning into a 3-way battle for the lead up front.
Yeah, Smith right there, not too far back in the whoops, going to just kind of funnel in behind them. But this is now, as he slides out, exiting that corner, a different rhythm section right here by Garrett Over. Schmidt to the outside.
And he's going to scrub back across the start line. Let's see if he can make this work. Oh, he just runs wide off the track. And Oliver goes by, and basically all the top 5. Schmidt's still trying to get going. That's Haley on the 1 going by, so Haley moves up into 5th. Schmidt is going to go around here in 6th, so he's still in a transfer spot, but not in a good position there.
Yeah, Over is going to yeet himself off the track here as we're going to have Ash Deering go ahead and triple into the first position here. Over is going to get passed as well. Over the finish line right there by
Whiteley down the inside of Oliver, and Smith also getting it as well. Or no, that's Pilsner on the 58, I should say.
Yeah, he just got a twofer right there. Let's see how these guys, couple lead changes, see how these guys can kind of battle in. But Smith has just been right there in third, making some of his own mistakes, but nothing too crazy. Still able to keep himself up there, and you can tell that's kind of hard if you have one fall off.
Oh, teammates.
Oof.
Contact there between teammates, and Oliver's going to jump over Smith. And here comes Haley on the one. So Haley, much improved already, slicing and dicing through the field after a little bit of a tough start there. Already onto the back of Jeremy Smith for the third spot.
Yeah, he had a great jump off the gate and just looks like he almost double clutched it or something like that. Sometimes you get such a great jump, you don't think you're actually going to make it. Double clutch and kind of missed that start, but he's able to get himself back up there. And I just saw Russ Chapman actually fell back after that strong early start. He's kind of falling apart right here back in 12th as Haley goes ahead and hits over into the tunnel, but they both stay up here.
So Haley moves Oliver out of the way, trying to get by him up front. It is still Deering on the 20 from Smith on the 4. And the BPC number 20 rider looking strong out in front, but it's Jeremy Smith on the 4 who has looked fast this entire heat race, trying to close up on him and maybe take over that lead before this one's over.
Yeah, we'll have to look at some results here too. I haven't seen Colby Eaglin.
Eaglin actually just dropped by in chat, so after finishing second at the opener, he said he is going to be dropping down for East and is elected to not race anymore. 450 rounds as Jeremy Smith jumps down the inside of Ash Deering and takes over the lead here in 450 Heat 2. 1 minute left on the clock, 1 lap remaining after that, and it's the number 4 machine of Jeremy Smith out front.
That's sad. I'm very sad about Colby Eaglin. He definitely, I feel like some of these guys just belong in the 450 class. Like, if you got the second in the 450 class, like, I feel like you should just stay there. But, you know, maybe 250 is what he feels like he gels more, and he feels like he could just dominate on the opposite coast. So we'll have to see if he comes back. But Jeremy Smith looking absolutely great here at this second round, second heat of the second round here. Didn't have the strongest performance last week. So we'll have to see if he can kind of go and show that he belongs up front.
Yeah, looking really, really strong. Jack Haley moving into second after that mistake out of Deering. So the number 1 machine is up here. And several riders going down in that section. But they are a lap down.
Oh,
Schmitty
my OJ.
Down.
Yeah, OJ that triple in hard.
I think Prokop on the 36 going through. Deering, Kyle Robb on the 23 trying to go down the inside. just barely trying to sneak in there, and we'll make the pass.
Kyle Robb looking
Deering.
Good. I kind of like that gear.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
cool
don't know if
looking
that's
door
a
stuff right
custom colorway or if that's what it looks like with the little gradient on the back. As Garrett Over, I see in 8th place, is kind of dropped back. 9th place, Austin Eklund. These guys battling, and man, this 450 class is a battle anywhere. You can go up front, there's going to be a battle, or for 9th place, there's going to be a battle.
Yeah, here it is.
Ohashi.
Eklund right behind the 208 of Oliver, like you were saying, but Ohashi is back here with Russ Chapman trying to charge forward and make it into this main event. Chapman, 5th last week in the opener, would love to win this race tonight here in St. Louis, but not going to work out that well for him if he has to go to the last chance qualifier.
Yeah, he could end up. We saw Adam Holm make it back through the heat this week, and that could be Rush. And we kind of talked about that last week. Any of those guys can switch positions with them, and maybe it's Rush. Rush is super fast, but he doesn't look super consistent. So we'll have to see.
Well, he's going to go
in. Save this.
Eklund with the mistake there on the 37 is going to lose that spot. So Chapman actually just went into transfer. He is now 9th. Watch out, Ohashi getting hung up. And Ohashi dropping back into 9th. Here comes, I think that's a lapped rider there on the 13. Going down right there.
Yeah, we'll have to see, man. Jeremy Smith with a 10-second lead out front, on 9-second lead on Jack Haley. Prokop not too far behind him. But Jeremy Smith looking real strong today. And, man, you get a start and you ride like this, and there's not many people who can kind of contend with you. He had a couple mistakes early, but he's pulled it together, looking comfy here, tossing it on the finish line. And
yeah, checkered flag falls. Jeremy Smith takes the win, 450 heat number 2. It's going to be Haley's second. Prokop crossing the line 3rd. Kyle Robb looks like he's got 4th locked up. Ash Deering coming here in 5th. Schmidt's getting jumped over by Rush Chapman. Ohashi just got landed on by Roy Mitchell, and they're both down. Let's see, are either of these guys going to make it? I think they're both going to be out.
No, I don't think so at all.
So here comes, it's going to be Ollert and Pilsner who take full advantage of it. Mitchell comes across 10th. Eklund 11th, and Ohashi 12th. They were both in transfer and landed on top of each other, and now they're both headed to the LCQ. That's how fast it happens here in MotoOption Supercross, folks. It is over in a heartbeat. Craig Leak gonna end up 13th. Oliver missed the finish line, coming back across backwards here.
Yeah, Chapman
Gonna get a 14th.
and Rush got a gift there. Holy crap!
Benny Landry just yard sailing, but he is gonna finish 15th guaranteed. Lap down for Silic, Cohenauer, Speck, Saulnier, and Leitzel from this one.
A bunch of rage quitters.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see if cuts are gonna change anything here, or someone might make it in out of this one because of cuts. Let's take a look.
Ooh,
And we got a
switch right there.
Yeah, that was
Rush
Chapman.
lost a spot because
Chapman
he's
losing
a
a spot to shoot.
cheater.
And Roy Mitchell got the spot on Joseph Pilsner. How many cuts?
No
did
way!
Pilsner
It was
have?
had to have been 2.8 or something.
3.03 seconds of cuts. Joseph
Close.
Pilsner.
Man,
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say something about that. Roy Mitchell absolutely launched the finish line and looked like he was charging, and it definitely worked out for him to kind of put himself in that position to get through for cuts. But dang,
I know that.
that's sick.
Talk about an
Launch.
absolute bummer right there. To think that you just basically got a gift and got into the main event, and then you had too many cuts somewhere else on the track. If you've never seen MotoOption Supercross before, cuts is basically a system of there's timing gates through every section of the track. If you miss too many of them and you go too fast from one gate to the next, then you get basically penalized that distance that you gained. And so having about 3 seconds of cuts there for Pilsner, most likely he actually cut the track somewhere and gained an advantage. But sometimes it can be a case of jumping off the side of the track through a long rhythm section.
Yeah, and probably just getting
missing,
back on where you're
yeah,
comfortable.
missing too many jumps or something like that. So bummer there for Pilsner, but now headed to these last chance qualifiers, some of the best racing all night, of course, that we'll see. Only 4 guys go to the main event. This is going to be the 250 LCQ coming up first. Are we going to see fireworks tonight here in St. Louis?
Yeah, I think we have a pretty good group of maybe 10 people that think they should be in there in this LCQ. So I think we'll definitely see some fireworks here tonight. Man, it's just these are the best races, and my voice is coming back from Anaheim 1. I lost it screaming for a Bowers LCQ and transfer, and I'm probably going to lose it again here screaming for somebody else to transfer. So we'll have to see who we got in here and what kind of battles we see coming in here for the 4 positions into the main event.
This is going to be a good one to watch for sure. You guys will not want to miss this. We have almost 500 people viewing still. Really, 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 really appreciate that. That is so cool. Zach Dupuy dropping a donation that's about to appear at the top of the screen here in just a second. It's going to be
Walter.
Where it's going to be right
Your
here.
side.
Look, right here.
I can point to it too. Look
yeah,
at
you
that.
can point to it. Ready? Here it comes. I bet it's going to be right.
It's going to be in 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was pretty cool. He says, call the 450 winner for $5 more. I mean, you almost have to go with Gebhardt.
I got Gebhardt.
Has looked so dang good here tonight. It is incredible how good he's looked. But just to be different, I'll probably lose $5 for calling this to be different. I think Jack Haley needs to rebound in a big way here this week after 11th last week. I'm going to say Jack Haley gets this win. He looked really good charging through the field in his heat. Did he pick up the win? No. But good gate pick still for the main coming across in second. He'll have a pretty good position going into that first turn and just may end up on the top step of the box tonight. So I got Haley in the 450 class.
Okay, yeah, Haley I feel like definitely looked a lot better, and if he can get that jump, get that start, and get up front, he's a winner. He has the number 1 plate on his bike for a reason. So if you see Jack Haley up front there and Gebhardt maybe 2 to 3 spots back, I think Jack could definitely get away with it, but Gebhardt looks really smart, and I feel like Gebhardt could definitely pull out this win. I feel like he's my favorite, at least, to pull out the win in the 450 class.
By the way, what is up, Scooty Gang? I saw a bunch of you guys dropping by the chat. First of all, hello, Scooty Pup Jr., yourself, your beautiful self, and everybody that's come over with him. Thank you guys so much for dropping by the stream tonight. I got to meet the real Scooty Puff freaking Jr. this weekend at Anaheim 1. What a pleasure meeting him and some of his friends that were kind of hanging out with him during the day. Really, really nice guy, and I really appreciate him saying hi to me, and it was a good time for sure. So what's up, Scooty and the gang?
I think I saw him, but
yeah,
I wasn't sure, so I just kind of ignored him after the
250
race.
LCQ underway here in St. Louis. We got some wheelie boys coming down the start straight.
Warden and somebody else.
A big crash into turn one. So many riders with good starts going down. It's going to be Spencer on the 192 over Sullivan out front off the first turn. Where will they be after the second turn, though? They may already be going after each other.
Yeah, Luke Sullivan definitely had some cartwheeling going on in the heat race, so we'll see if he can kind of clean up his riding here. Man, these two got a really good start compared to everybody else, and it's just kind of a mess back there. I don't really know where everybody is, but we have Warden in here, got second last week. Zoa Cross looked like he was going to be in. Started punting people. Daniel Irvine back there.
Oh,
so.
Look at this MX Locker group back. Oh, man. Turned on a diamond, left a nickel change there. Daniel Irvine.
Jeez. You're like Chris with the one-liners sometimes.
Oh, come on. Turn on a diamond, left a nickel change is classic, dude.
I've never heard of them.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I'm new. I just, I come up with all my own jokes.
Spencer almost loses the lead there with a slide out. And here comes Sullivan side by side with him. He is looking to take the lead, but he loses it.
Kyle
and
Howard.
over top of him, Kyle Howard, tripling through the rhythm, takes over the lead. Spencer back to second, Sullivan third, and Gable now fourth. Let's see if Chase or Bobby DeSalle can close in here from fifth.
Yeah, Bobby DeSalle, that's a clean setup there. Still kind of noticing some of these people's gear setups. They're all still pretty new. I like his 7MX setup right there on that Yamaha. Is he in the fourth spot?
He is in fifth right now, trying to chase down
yeah,
Gable.
got that speed, though. Going to come up
Down
the
the
inside, make
inside.
the pass right here. Ooh.
Pretty clean on the pass there, but crossing over.
I would have cleaned the crap out of that dude. That dude's front tire would have been gone. Man, dang, Andy's throwing down. Bobby's looking comfortable. I feel like that's my I just like people that whip. If you want to be my favorite rider, just throw whips on everything you can. But he looks comfy. It makes people look comfortable, and I feel like that's kind of what I look for in somebody that's going to kind of charge. Kyle Howard making some mistakes. Luke Sullivan going to get back up there.
Yeah, going to the lead now. Oh, my gosh. Sullivan going back to the lead. DeSalle now moving up into second. Howard third, and Gable still in fourth. So the 396 here of Charles Gable just cannot stay off the bubble. Even with some of the crashing that we've already seen here, he is now still in fourth. And here comes Zoa Cross. Oh, Gable trying to fight back. Is going to cut underneath and hold the position. What a charge there for the 396.
Zoa Cross.
Oh, and he's going to go down.
Gable panic.
And there goes Howard off the track. So Cross is going to move by. That moves Trevor Spencer back up into transfer spot. And Howard is going to have to go back to work on him here to make it up into qualifying position.
Oh, man. Howard's just kind of been all over the place as we saw him off the track. Got past there. That's a little depressing. But, man, Trevor Spencer with a solid ride here. And Zoa Cross. You don't want to mess with Zoa Cross. Didn't you guys watch his heat race?
Not after what happened in the heat race, man. He is freaking out here.
That freaking Triple N didn't want any of him as he slams his frame right into its face.
So up over the finish line comes Cross. He is still trying to chase down DeSalle. We actually have a little bit of a battle for the lead brewing here. DeSalle around the outside gets the triple out, but Sullivan holding tight with that 2-1 to the inside. Keeping that position solid through the whoops we go, though DeSalle's been great in the whoops here in this race.
Yeah, DeSalle looks real strong as some random guy goes flying off the track there. DeSalle's going to go for the quad.
Oh, a little short, but still goes for the triple. And then he cases that one on the way out. Must have that suspension dialed here tonight.
I just
no
love the
crashes.
fact that we see him case the quad and we're like, oh, he's done. He just gets that seat bounce or the triple out. Yeah. And you know he's not going to get anywhere close. It's like,
panic rev for days, just nosediving all the way in. Classic. Sullivan jumping off the track.
He looked sketchy there, too.
Here comes DeSalle trying to move up.
I like this guy. He's getting crazy. He definitely looks like he has the speed, though, if he can put together one of these laps. See what he does here, if he's going to double, triple the outside or the inside. Looks like he's going to triple outside.
And Sullivan off the track, so DeSalle, it's easy in the end as it turns out, is going to go into the lead in his last chance qualifier. We'll check on them in a second. Cross is third. Spencer's still in fourth. Look at this 4 or 3 rider battle going on for fifth. These guys have got to get the move on. Oh! Heckman comes charging in.
Yeah, looking like Michael Lieb right there, trying to punt someone with the back of their bike. And,
my God! Daniel Paz going over the berms.
Gone forever, Aaron
the
Hernandez.
Mathis Memorial nets were not able to save him there.
Oh my gosh. just gets sketchy and he yeets himself off the track. Alex Heckman with a gift there. I don't even know who's where now.
So Howard now trying to close up onto DeSalle. DeSalle must have made
DeSalle back to fourth.
mistake. Yeah, it goes back into that 4 spot.
Howard, jeez, that was crazy. Man, Bobby DeSalle just got to keep it smooth, keep it consistent. You got 1 lap to go as you come around crossing the finish line. Let's see if you can hold off this charge from Howard. Howard's been looking fast, but also a little bit inconsistent. Gets that triple there clean under that, man. And people are just absolutely power sliding onto the start straight.
So it's still Sullivan out front here on the 65. Zoe Cross on the 49 sitting in second. Trevor Spencer on the 192 sits third. And DeSalle trying to hold on to this final transfer spot. He's got Howard and he's got Heckman trying to close up from behind. Let's see if he can hang on for a couple more corners here.
Yeah, looks like he's got it kind of stretched out. Looks probably going to be a cakewalk all the way in. Also, if I'm yelling too loud, just let me know. Keep it down. But yeah, look, he's got about 5-6 second gap back to the person behind him. We're probably going to see the leader coming across here soon.
Yep, up front it's going to be Sullivan.
Sullivan holds on.
Taking the win in the LCQ. He's pumped going to the main. Zoe Cross seems to be excited. Does a front flip. Trevor Spencer's going to the main event tonight. And DeSalle qualifies through in 4th. So, wow, Jake Warden, who was flying last week, is missing out. He is not going to the main event tonight as he crosses the line 5th. Alex Heckman looks like he's going to end up 6th here.
That
7th,
was tossed.
7th for Kyle Howard. 8th for Charles Gable. Austin Bear. Brandon Holmes. Alex Helms.
Dude.
Who else is back here?
Sad
Daniel Paz. Daniel Irvine. AJ Green. Will Whiteley. Dylan Love. Jeremy Denny, Michael Mudge, Dalton Plessinger. What an awful start to the year for Plessinger. Jake Rose. Jake Rose was second fastest qualifier, was he not? And he is not going to the main event tonight.
Yeah, Devin Davis. What a freaking struggle.
Jack Gatlin. Yeah, this is some big names not going to the main event tonight, folks. Unbelievable. But it is Sullivan who ends up taking the victory here. Doing a little backflip for us after the race. He's just kind of doing some riding around, doing a little bit of fun. And now back here in studio, Kellen Brauer alongside Andrew Wood.
Hello.
Woody checking out his phone there and almost got caught on the stream doing it, man.
I brought it down. That's how you switch it.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. We have we have Devin Davis, Jake Rose, and Warden. After that second place last week, I thought really for sure he was going to be kind of consistently one of our guys, but it looks like he's just new. I think he's new, but he's fast. So I think he definitely was able to put it together last week for sure, but maybe he's just got to get some jitters out, get some more experience here with some of the starts in the RF competition. But a little sad to not see some of these guys that I was excited for. But, man, Devin Davis, too, another rough week. But
yeah. Definitely a bit of a up and down start to the year for some guys who I think probably thought in their mind they were at least championship contenders on some level. Maybe not all the way to the end of the season, but coming in thinking they had higher expectations than missing one, or if not, for Plessinger's case, both main events already to start the year.
Yeah, I mean, Plessinger's was rough. Someone said he uninstalled, and I wouldn't even be surprised if that was actually true. But I don't know, man. It's tricky. There's so many people, and I was talking to my buddy Tyson Johnson. He was like, hey, man, I won the race. And I was like, I don't think you can qualify, and definitely seeing the racing now, I'm like, you got to get a lot of work like put in amateurs and get yourself ready, because this is no joke. You have people that have been racing since 2012, like Devin Davis not making a 250 main event. Like, it's crazy. And he's got the speed. And he qualifies, up there top 10 every week, but it's not easy. I mean, but it makes the racing better for us at these pro ranks. I feel like more to talk about every week, and just more fast, consistent guys. So
it's crazy at this point to think about the fact that you look at someone like Devin Davis or like Daniel Mills, who's been around for as long as they have, and like legitimately at this point, you have guys that are racing that have had longer careers than like a pro would, honestly.
Yeah.
How long they've been around racing. They have so much of experience. And like you said, with Davis not making the main events, sometimes that's just the way it falls. MX Sim racing is very tricky, very challenging, and unfortunate that some of those guys are not always at the front of the field like we expect them to be.
Yeah, starts for sure in this one I feel like are one of the biggest things where you can be a great starter. Like, it amazes me. Sometimes there's people that never fall but on the starts. But if you can be a consistent starter in sim, like, you're insane, because I could get 6 or 7 hole shots in the season, but there would still be times where I'm out on the ground, like, and not making it in. And every single race, I'm down 50 feet out the gate because it's just so crazy. And it really isn't up to you. It's up to the people around you. So some of these guys that are so consistent with their starts, they always have amazed me. But yeah, you got to get yourself up in that position and try to be one of those guys to be up front every race you're in.
All right, folks, it is time for the 450 LCQ. This is going to be crunch time for some. I know a lot of these guys think that they are main event material, and we're going to find out right now whether or not they are. We got Fjellberg, we got Teverino, we got Devin Ryan, we got Jeremy Shipley, and the rest of them, and they're set to go. 4 go to the main. Let's find out who right now. Is they're off and running, and it's going to be
Ryan with a good jump.
Yeah, Ryan with a good jump. Position. Some chaos into the first corner, but Devin Ryan will pick up that hole shot with, is that Ritzler? No, Saulnier.
No, Saulnier.
Yeah.
Man, if you're watching the stream or any of your buddies are and you have somebody in the main event, you need an outside gate, because every single hole shot tonight has come from really close to the doghouse. Those inside gates that people are picking, they keep getting pinched off really hard. And you saw Devin Ryan kind of make it work there as Jeremy Kohenauer is going to move up into the first place position.
Yeah, Kohenauer takes over the lead, and that's going to put Devin Ryan back to 4th. He had a small slide out there. Craig Leak moves up to 2nd. Dennis Fjellberg moves into 3rd, going for the quad. Little short, and he's down. Fjellberg on the 3, loses it right out of 3rd.
Yeah, that's not something you want to do, is throw away a good start in an LCQ that quick. You know he's going to be back in 15th to 20th place right now after that. But you got Benny Landry up here in a transfer spot or close to it. I'm not sure exactly who he's chasing down. He's going to watch his front end. Dylan Copeland's going to try to make a pass back. Landry going a little bit wide in that rhythm, but everybody's able to stay up as they funnel in here.
Caden Speck also in the mix here. We got a little 3-rider train on the over-under. Speck is going to go down the inside of Copeland, go long on the finish line jump, almost go down. Copeland was going to work back on by him on that 35. Landry trying to go after Ryan, Leak, and Kohenauer out front. It is still tight action at the front with a couple minutes left and a lap to go here in this LCQ.
Yeah, Kohenauer right there just looking good. He's a veteran. He knows what to do, and he got that start. I feel like he's just going to cruise this one in. But, I mean, you also saw a veteran Fjellberg make a mistake, but he's also looked a little bit off to me this season. Devin Ryan here tossing it, feeling pretty comfy. Getting chased by Craig Leak in your 3rd position, followed by Dylan Copeland has made the pass on Benny Landry as he almost goes OTB onto the start. See what he does here. He's going to hit that triple in, feeling a little spunky. And
get the rest of it on. He gets plowed into Ohashi going down. And wow, Fjellberg is charged back.
Wow.
Caden Speck is now in 4th, and Fjellberg looking at trying to transfer to this main event if he can make the pass. Fjellberg, of course, the big number 3 on that bike. He was the 2014 250 National Motocross Champion in MX Simulator, and he has won several main events in the past. One of the winningest 250 riders of all time in this game, and it would be very disappointing for him to not go to this main event tonight, but he's got to run down Caden Speck here on the 87.
Yeah, man, I feel like we as Caden Speck goes and cases that rhythm a little bit, Fjellberg's going to come up on his rear but not be able to make the pass yet. Throwing down, he's always been like that. Watch for a pass attempt right here coming into this next corner if he can cut up the inside. Not going to get close enough, but I feel like we highlighted those 2 rhythm sections. That's where we saw Dennis Fjellberg make his first mistake. And also Dylan Copeland, as Fjellberg's going to almost make a mistake there.
Here comes Shipley.
And as he slides out right there, not going to be able to charge up for the pass. But Dylan Copeland went for that triple in. He felt, I got into the spot. I have to go. I have to hit this big line. And I feel like that's just the wrong thing to do. I feel like the people that succeed tonight are going to be the ones pulling back, hitting those more consistent lines, and just kind of keeping it smooth all race.
Yeah, I think that's exactly kind of what Speck is trying to do in front of Fjellberg. He's going for this 2-end quad line, which maybe not be the more consistent line, but there it is right there. He goes,
pulls back and knows he's not going to get it.
Look at Fjellberg launching off the track in the background. Speck's a little short on that jump here, but he's all right there.
Yeah, Speck could be 2 seconds a lap slower than him and still probably hold the spot if Fjellberg keeps making those mistakes behind him. But just kind of knowing when you can go for it and when not to. He is going for that triple in, though.
No, he goes down. He went for the triple in, and it cost him.
Don't do that.
And Fjellberg is yard sailing now, too.
Oh, my God.
Positions changing everywhere. Tiberino goes through into the final transfer spot, but Shipley right behind him here trying to make the pass. Tiberino with 1 career win to his name. Shipley with, I believe, 7, trying to close up.
Yeah, Shipley switching up to that triple-double. We've seen a couple people
Oh,
hit
Devin
that.
Ryan was down.
Devin Ryan, yeah, down too.
So that is now Tiberino in 3rd, I believe. Yeah, Kohenauer leads. Leak 2nd, Tiberino 3rd, and Shipley is now 4th. Devin Ryan has to close up on his own Jack Daniels Racing teammate to make the pass if he wants to go to the main event here tonight.
Man, I might have to stay home one week and just try to roll around the track and make the main event because these guys are going down all over the place. Devin Ryan, though, looking speedy, looking comfy, throwing down wherever he can. 1 spot out of the transfer position as we're coming down, I think, the white flag next lap. If I'm correct, depending on if they finish. Yeah. Oh, we missed it by about 5 seconds, so.
Kohenauer looking strong out front.
Still leading.
Still Leak in 2nd, Tiberino 3rd, and Shipley 4th, but he is being pressured. Devin Ryan on the 15. Teammate battle. Oh, Shipley going a little long there. Devin Ryan's going to have a good line down this inside.
Yeah, Devin Ryan's been looking really spunky in some sections.
Shipley slides out, and Ryan a little misshapen in the whoops trying to save it.
Can't bring it back together.
Speck has now moved back into 5th. Fjellberg is in 6th, but remember, he's sending the big boy lines everywhere he possibly can, trying to make up spots.
Yeah, Fjellberg looks to me like he's got to definitely get a hold of it and bring it back if he wants to make some of these mains. I'm not sure if he missed out last week as well. I think he might have, but as we see Devin Ryan going double, triple there, keeping the safe line, what these guys know is comfortable is what they have to do is they come up to the white flag.
Yeah, white flag waving here in St. Louis for the 450 LCQ. And Devin Ryan a little knuckle landing there on the finish line jump. Caden Speck trying to close it down from behind. It is still Kohenauer leading, though, and Leak actually closing up on him for the lead a little bit. But I think all eyes want to be on this rider here in 4th, Devin Ryan, as he's trying to hold on to this position, and he's going to go down. He stays on the bike, though.
Will he be able to hold it, though?
Oh, he's a little misshapen here. Speck is going to get a better drive coming into this rhythm. He's not going to get the favored line, but he gets the secondary line, going to close up a little bit more. Right on
that
lap
triple
down.
Out. Yeah, Saulnier goes down over there. Caden Speck casing up on that every time. I don't know what's going on with that. It doesn't look like it's not that big of a jump.
Up front, it is Kohenauer clicking off the victory. Tiberino looks like he's got 2nd. Devin Ryan is now 3rd.
Wait, what?
What? Craig Leak is sitting
Craig
after
Leak's.
the finish line jump. We must have had a gate glitch or something like that because he's lagging
What is happening?
heavily right now. And so it's going to put Devin Ryan crossing the line 3rd, and a potential William St. Laurent is going to show up 4th, but we believe...
I think Leak, oh, there, Leak's there.
Okay, Leak has now showed up on the leaderboard. So he crossed the line 2nd, 1 second down of your winner, Kohenauer. It was Tiberino still 3rd, and Devin Ryan will go through in 4th. St. Laurent, Speck, Copeland, Eklund, Landry, Pearson, Pilsner, Fjellberg, Saulnier, Shipley, Batchlett, Silic, Leitzel, Ohashi, Oliver, all going to miss out on the main event tonight. And I'm sure a lot of those guys are going to be very bummed indeed they're not going through here in St. Louis.
Yeah, if I'm right, that's 2 in a row. Man, good ride by Devin Ryan. Barely hung on to it there. About 5.5 seconds he had in front of those guys behind him. But like we saw last week, Warden in the 250 class won his heat race, got 2nd in the main. You could definitely see Jeremy Kohenauer be up top 5 in the main event, and it wouldn't be surprising. I feel like these guys just have to kind of bring it together. So it's not so much, oh, they made it through the LCQ, they're not really a contender, they just maybe had bad luck.
Yeah.
We'll have to kind of see how these guys can pull it together for the main.
And main events coming up here as we're back in studio. Myself, Kellen Brauer, alongside Andrew Wood here, bringing you guys the action for the 2nd round of the 2020 MotoOption SX Series live here on Start Your Systems from St. Louis. 250 West main event coming up next. It's round 2 of the series. Before we get into the main events, let's go ahead and take a look at those 250 points coming into this event. Braden Carter going to have that red plate on tonight. We already saw him earlier on going through in the heat races. Jake Warden, who was second last week, not going through to the main event tonight. Clint Martin, Kevin Gonzalez, Daniel Irvine, Chase/Bobby DeSille. Benjamin Saves isn't here this week, I don't believe. I haven't seen Saves all night. Luke Sullivan did make it in, though. Medina and no Craig Richards, who was the defending champion of the series. We already talked a little bit about him. So 7 of the top 10 from last week to the main event tonight. 3 of them not here.
Did Irvine make it? Daniel Irvine?
I believe Daniel Irvine did make it out of the heat race, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, we're getting ready to go here. Main event time. All right, if you're a betting man, where are you hedging your bets here in this 250 main event? Is Carter look too good to beat at this point?
Yeah, I think so. As far as right now, we only have 1 round to work off of, but he looked good. He looked good in this heat. His qualifying times are good. I talked to him at A1. He was feeling comfy. He's feeling good. You know, I had that pit reporter action going on. Definitely got some info there. I feel like you have to say Braden until somebody else kind of proves you wrong. Defending champion's gone, and he kind of was lights out in the first round, so you kind of just expect him to be the same here. I'm not sure who else we got in there, but there's a couple people. Clint Martin, I think, could kind of pressure him. There's a couple people that can go after him, but we'll have to see. But for the most part, I feel like this is his title to lose and his races to lose.
Well, we're definitely going to have to watch closely in this 250 main event where he ends up on the start, because as you were talking about there in that LCQ, starts have been kind of critical tonight. Starting maybe near the box or outside of the box almost seems to be better. If you can get a jump, you can kind of close everybody off and really apex that first turn. Is that where the whole shot's going to come from, or is it really just anywhere that you can get a good jump and you might be controlling everybody into that first turn?
I've seen some great jumps from the inside the first 5 gates or so, and I don't think you can pull it off from there because I think it's so tight coming into this first corner. It's a wide first turn, or it's sweeping, but it's kind of a tight 90 into another tight 90. I think you have to be within 3 gates to the inside of the box maybe, and then anywhere out from there.
Yeah.
I don't think any more inside is going to be a good gate, and maybe they'll prove me wrong, but that's where, unless I'm wrong, every single hole shot's come from, somewhere around the middle to the outside, where you can just kind of hold it on, charge it, and kind of round that out.
Well, Braden Carter is looking to go 2 for 2 to start the season tonight with his red plate. And we're going to see whether or not he can do it coming up here in this 250 main in just a second. Alex Effort's dropping $2 in the chat right now, helping us out a little bit where he can, and says make sure to hit that like button. Absolutely. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. You guys are missing out on some of the best racing action here in MX Simulator if you're not watching. And we're very excited to bring you round number 2 of MotoOption SX here at St. Louis 250 West main event. Oh, man. Everybody get revved up. Get excited.
They like our leashes.
They like our leashes.
Hi, Jeff Walker. Hi, Wheels. Yeah, let's get started.
We'll take a look at Braden Carter's 3 from the inside. Let's see who's going to get the whole shot. It's 250 main time from St. Louis.
I don't like it. I could be wrong as we see someone looping out there, and he's got a great jump, but you're going to see Luke Sullivan out there.
Sullivan almost got it from the outside, but it is actually more inside. Daniel Mills.
That's 2 hole shots for him on the night. Thank you, Devin Davis, for the $25 tip. You're awesome. Daniel Mills, though, coming in getting a little bit sketchy. Able to hold it on as he's going to lead you guys first to the finish line.
Yeah, Mills is going to lead lap number 1, technically speaking, as Luke Sullivan settles in right behind him in second. Kevin Gonzalez is in third. Neither of them, or I should say Mills not tripling out there, and Gonzalez does get the triple down the inside of Sullivan. He's going to go into second, then gets stacked up. Oh, and somebody got T-boned there. Medina down on the ground, and then I think that's maybe Seaberg upside down in the corner there, and just so many guys going down. Braden Carter was also in that mix, and right before the whoops too. It's awful getting a drive coming down that whoop section.
Man, that's crazy. That was a humongous pile up there, and Daniel Mills out front looking saucy, and not that I don't think he can do it, because nobody thought he was going to do it at Daytona, but I feel like we could definitely see a solid podium from D Mills. You know, I'm not going to count him out. That's my best friend. So, but I don't know how much work he's been putting in. He just moved down to the 250, you know. So, you've got to think that some of these guys might be able to have the speed. He didn't qualify, I think maybe barely inside the top 10, so I'm not hating. I just think he might not have the experience on the 250 recently that he would like, but he's looking strong early. He's looking comfortable.
A lot of man love in the booth here tonight.
So
Wood sees his boy leading, and
I love it.
Go time here in St. Louis.
My best friend.
Luke Sullivan running in that second spot early on. Pachon on the 127 has a good start here in third.
Carpenter
into
the back wheel
down,
got some brake. Man, that's a bad brake right there.
Trevor
Just barely touching the
Spencer.
wheels. Trevor Spencer too.
Out of that LCQ.
Out of the LCQ, yeah, looking pretty strong. Got a nice start here, you know. Pachon. Looking there, Trent Adams too with some bad luck. Mullins. So here's kind of the freight train that's going to try to go to the front, in my opinion.
Where is
all of these
Braden
guys?
Carter?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Deep in the field is our championship leader.
Oh, shoot,
Still
he's
haven't
22nd.
seen him. Wow, Braden Carter is dead last, folks. And Mahan, who had a really great heat race, is in 21st. So if ever there's a time that someone can beat Braden Carter, I think that we have found the opportunity right here, folks. He is in dead last right now, trying to charge forward as fast as he can. We may have a new winner tonight in St. Louis, folks.
Getting that triple there. We'll have to just kind of see how far he can come up. Hopefully he can keep his head on his shoulders and kind of stay consistent out there. But up front, we got Luke Sullivan chasing down Daniel Mills.
No, Luke Sullivan's gone to the lead. We have a change up front.
Sucks.
And Daniel Mills has coughed up the lead. Not sure where that happened, but does get the 3-3-3.
I don't like that, but he gained some ground. See, it works, but it's sketchy.
Gained a lot of time, actually, as now we have a battle on our hands out front here in St. Louis. Sullivan, Mills, two guys looking to make amends for a little bit of a rougher Anaheim one. Mills was semi-decent. Sullivan also up there inside of the top 10, but they are on the move at the front. And at least for Sullivan's case, looking to pick up his first career win here tonight if he can. Mills a mistake.
And Mills trying to exit stage right there after the whoops. But, man, if you look behind them, these guys already have a huge gap. Looks about 6 to 8 seconds back there with Pachon, but every single person after this, as we see Porch going down.
And Zoe Cross down. Oh, and then more riders going down.
Dale Mullins. Everybody's
Dale
going
Mullins,
down.
yeah. And then the 41, I think that's Solace maybe in there on the 41. And, wow, look at all these guys. That's the second lap in a row. I saw when we were looking at Braden Carter, there was a stack up after the whoops. And these guys having some trouble getting to the end of the whoops without crashing and then causing some pileups here. Look at this freight
there's
train,
also
though.
just a giant group of people here, and we're going to see some people make a pass right there. Bobby DeSalle.
With Kyle Carpenter, Alana Solis peeking inside, and we also have, I think, Zoe Cross just up the road here. There is Solis and Dale Mullins right behind them as well. Solis almost into the side of Carpenter. They're going to go almost 3 wide on the over-under. That's not going to work. Solis off the side of the track. Still goes for the finish line. Jump! Almost gets landed on. Actually does kind of get landed on, and then double contact there.
Yeah, that's going to let Chase B get by, make up some positions he desperately needs. Dale Mullins coming up. Yeah, sorry. Dog issues, but Dale Mullins absolutely just trying to get back up there. He didn't look to me like to have lightning speed, but as he hits that quad, wow, that's sick on the 250.
Cell up here, still
looking good though.
After Kevin Gonzalez. I thought he was going to just absolutely light him up right there with that move.
Yeah, Kevin's one of the guys I wanted to see after the first round, kind of see what he could do. I feel like he's one of the guys who has the speed and the consistency to kind of be up there. Not able to put it together yet this season, and doesn't look like anybody has the consistency that we're seeing right now. But DeSalle, man, that was sick.
Around the outside, trying to get the line on Gonzalez. Someone not jumping the finish line jump. Hunter Porch. MV Films.
Looks like Kyle Carpenter there, but DeSalle getting
caught and a cross
up.
Jump. DeSalle goes down.
Ooh.
A couple guys jumping outside. Fortunate not to land on him there.
Yeah, him and K-Carb go down. Porch makes it by. Pachon right on his. We gotta figure out how to say that. Pachon right on the back of his
It's Mikhail Pachon as he goes for the pass.
Yeah. John Pachon Bale.
John Pachon Bale.
I was trying to make a play off JMB. But
rider down. Oh, it's
everybody's dying.
Nobody can stay on two wheels in this grouping right here.
Sween, you're right.
Oh my goodness.
You are so right.
All right, so let's kind of reset things. It's Daniel Mills back out front, by the way. He took it back away from Luke Sullivan. Sullivan now about 6 seconds down as he comes under the tunnel. Ivan Medina on the C4 Designs has moved up into third. Robert Wilson is in fourth. They have a huge gap, by the way. Look at the track map. Upper right-hand corner here. The leader at the end of the rhythm section, right, is going over the double jumps on the start straight, and then second, third, not too far behind. Then Robert Wilson going through the whoops, and then literally the largest cluster of riders I've ever seen coming through behind him. It's literally DeSalle, Mullins, Gonzalez, Pachon, Schaefer, Martin, Hubbard, and then Carpenter, Spencer, DeSalle, Carter at the back of it, Adams in this McIntosh coming through as well. Porch and Seberg a little bit off the back of it, but it is a huge cluster. Look all stacked up on the jump right here. There's like 7
every time.
It's
moving from the whoops down the rhythm section. It's going to be at the end next lap.
Oh, going for the launch there. Kevin Gonzalez almost missing the end of the section.
Yeah, this is insane. I was going to say Chase B back there. If Chase B goes down, he's easily going to lose 10 spots. He's got to stay consistent, but this is helping Braden Carter make up a lot of positions.
It is.
At a time. Every time he sees that group
but
of
it goes
8
down.
go down. Come on.
Oh, not good, not good. Lots of guys are going to go by here. He gained about 8 spots, and he just lost every single one of them right in that crash. That's how quickly you can lose so many points on a night like this, especially with a bad start like that.
Yeah. As we see, Luke Sullivan still there. Ivan Medina is actually up into third place, only 9 seconds back. Got the pass on Robert Wilson and Chase B.
Another stack
another pile up.
Schaefer together with, I think that's McIntosh right there on the 142.
Yeah, we're chilling.
She just needs to go lay down.
Yeah, I love her.
It's super annoying. Carter down the inside trying to get around Schaefer there and go after Kyle Carpenter.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely wasn't...
Another rider down.
None of this is ideal at all, but Braden Carter trying to make the charge. It's just, they're so close together.
Dualies!
Seberg, we don't have any
throwing it down with Hunter Porch.
Yeah, Hunter Porch looking good, looking solid here.
Jumping through that rhythm like nobody's business right now.
Yeah, it took a long time to fight his way up, but we've had some insane pile-ups as
Carpenter just moving Seberg out of the way.
That was a lead
Seberg
pass
might retaliate
there.
back here. Oh, I thought he was going to square him up on the inside. And then obviously we have Carter still right in the mix. There's so much chaos going on. Carter's going to go around the outside, try to slice and dice through both of these guys. He's going to get around the outside of K-Carp and move up behind Seberg. Into the whoops they go.
Yeah, and I mean up front too as well. We had a little bit of a change. I know Robert Wilson and dropped down, but Chase B, those two both had really bad weekends last week, and they're definitely fixing it this week, bringing it back with a top 5 for both of those guys right now. But look at Porch.
Man, that was Seberg.
Seberg throwing it down.
All right, so let's go back up front, kind of talk about, look at this. Daniel Mills is working his way into this group of riders to lap them that we were just watching on stream.
Holy crap.
He's only about maybe 10 seconds behind Braden Carter, the points leader right now, so definitely on the move is Daniel Mills out front. And at this point, it's kind of looking like it's either Sullivan or Medina that could catch him. I don't think it's going to come out of, well, Wilson not awfully far back, but I mean, Mills going over the finish line jump right now. I think this is maybe a bit too far.
Over half of, or about half a lap out here, and I don't know if Chase B is still the position behind them. A great comeback from what they had last week. They got 20 seconds from Robert Wilson to Daniel Mills. Chase B 25, Dale Mullins 30, and then the gap's just going to increase from there.
Yeah, Dale Mullins coming through in 6th right here, then back to Clint Martin in 7th. Chase DeSalle just jumped over him to actually take that position away. I keep saying Chase DeSalle. It's Bobby DeSalle now. I suppose he wants to go by the name Bobby.
Isn't that his brother?
I don't think so.
I thought they were 2 different people.
I don't think so, because on the RF site, he's still listed as Chase DeSalle. He just puts his name as Bobby in game.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but...
Gosh dang it, Bobby.
Yeah, Chase kind of disappeared, and then Bobby came back. I mean, I guess you could be right.
Honestly,
it could be his brother.
Somebody in the chat help us out, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. Ivan Medina right now is our points leader, and he is not even...
Points leader? Race leader.
Points.
Points?
Points.
Really?
Right. No, that's got to be lying. Because he's not beating Braden, is he? Where's Ivan Medina?
Ivan Medina's in 3rd. So, yeah.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Yeah, he definitely is.
I guess he could be the points leader, yeah.
Maybe. Luke Sullivan, though.
9-3. Yeah, Sullivan going 8-2 right now would be ahead of him.
It would be
points.
Sullivan, yeah.
Sullivan down after the whoops, though. So this could be a position
now
change.
I'm in the
and
Medina.
Maybe a points lead change here if Medina can make the move on Luke Sullivan. Man, this 250 class, especially with this bad race out of Braden Carter tonight, is blown.
Yeah, it's going to be,
open.
honestly, we're going to be so close. Because someone else says Clint Martin, which sounds actually like the most realistic with a 3.6.
Yeah, with a 3.6.
But so I'm not going to listen to anybody else in chat for the rest of the night. And also, I want to say that I was wrong. Daniel Mills, I never doubted you. I knew you could come out and win this. I still believe you're going to win this. But he is looking solid.
Dude,
the
this is
250
insane.
drop down was great. And I know he's fast, and I've been riding with him. Whenever I do play the game, I play with him. And I know he's good. And I know he wasn't happy about the 450, and he sucked, like really sucked last week. So to see him on the 250 right now and just see what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, so he just put Braden Carter, his teammate and points leader, a lap down. He's got a 13-second lead. He's looking at about 2.5 minutes and a lap left to go in this main event. And Daniel Mills knocking on the door of his second career 250 main event victory, first being Daytona in 2017. We talked about it at the beginning of the stream. 3 years on, second victory. Pretty big stuff here for Mills.
3 years.
Yeah, well, 4 years actually, huh? Since 2017.
Oh, since his win, yeah. I thought you meant that he's been playing. I'm like 10-year career.
No, yeah, like
2 wins.
Well over 10 years.
Yeah, he kind of sucked, but it's okay. So he's going to let Braden get back by him, kind of just go on that charge. Daniel Mills probably just going to start trying to bring it in and stay comfortable as we got a dog caught in the controller. Getting a little sketchy out here, but we're having a great time watching
Blakely
St.
just passed
Louis.
Medina.
Chase B is going to move up into third place past Medina. Oh, okay. Chase B past Medina. You scared me. Ivan Medina, though, doesn't look like he's ready to give up. I wonder how far Chase B has up to Luke Sullivan, who's, as Chase B absolutely wads himself, looks like Jason Anderson at the beginning of the season last year.
Yikes. Big old yike. And now Wilson, his teammate, goes down at the end of the whoop section.
He does. He's number
Clint Martin is going to pick up a couple spots because of it. So the number 84 Transmoto rider on his march to the front. That would be podium spot for Martin? No, Medina is back in the podium spot, but this is fourth now. And Blakely's going to get that spot back right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh
Blakely
my gosh.
Fourth, Martin
Chase
in
B
fifth.
charging that corner, but man,
yeah,
such a great finish.
Wilson.
And I feel like we're going to have so many people that are 35 points, 35,
Yeah,
30 to 35 points. I feel like the points battle is going to be so close leaving this round.
I mean, it's not even out of the realm of possibility that Braden Carter leaves here as the points leader if he finishes like 10th or 9th.
Yeah, no, he definitely still has a solid chance with that 3-point bonus that you get from being in first place. But with Jacob Warden gone, Clint Martin, Kevin Gonzalez, I'm not sure where he's at right now, finished 4th last week. He's one that I thought would have some solid rides, but great ride by Ivan Medina so far, too, in 3rd. Martin in 5th, Kevin Gonzalez 8th. So, yeah, he's definitely going to have to get inside the top 10 or further inside the top 10, I think, to have the points lead.
Blakely
but
just had
it's going to be close.
Blakely just had another moment there where he was hung up on a lapped rider and lost another position there. Martin was able to go through back into 4th. It's still Medina in 3rd, and Luke Sullivan just up ahead of him in 2nd. We've crested the 15-minute mark, so next time by, white flag will be waving. Daniel Mills has
no problems.
A huge lead right now. It is.
I don't know. I bet you he's crashed less than twice.
Yeah,
like he's just smooth and steady and flowing.
So let's, while we're going down this rhythm section here for Daniel Mills, we'll just kind of zoom out for a second, and we'll take a look at how big this lead is. So here's Mills coming through at the bottom of the screen, and let's wait and see how long it is until second place is coming through. These are all lapped riders right now. That's Trevor Spencer, I believe, on the 192, 41 Alana Solis, and then the, I think that's the 194 going through right there, Trevor Schaefer. And then, is this Luke Sullivan? Yes, it is. So there is second place Luke Sullivan. Ivan Medina not too far off of him in 3rd as white flag has been waved. Dang. What a mix-up for the podium.
Yeah, and I think someone did calculate it for us. Braden Carter has the points lead still with 35 points. Clint Martin, 34. Ivan Medina, 30. And Luke Sullivan, 28. Daniel Mills is going to have 26 after this too, from this round.
Didn't make the main last week. Is going to go straight to the top this week.
Yeah, straight to 5th place-ish in the point standing. So, man, what a huge switch up with this bad race from Braden Carter. Braden Carter, as of right now, is still holding on to the points lead. But that's just crazy how much it can get shaken up. This will be 2 races into our 10-race series.
Either way, folks, it is the 2nd career victory on the line. Daniel Mills has won the main event in St. Louis as he crosses the checkered flag with a big upside down whip, crashes off the track. Doesn't matter anymore, folks.
That was a failed underflip.
Luke Sullivan looks like he is going to barely hang on here for second, but Ivan Medina has been charging the entire way. And Sullivan will cross the line in second here.
That's a great ride by Sullivan, too, as
Medina just missed out, but both these guys on the box, and that is huge for both of them there. Clinton Martin's going to end up 4th, a solid ride for the Aussie. Blakely crosses the line 5th. Here's Kevin Gonzalez. He's looking to get 6th. And there he will get 6th now. 7th, Dale Mullins here.
Man.
On the 231. 8th for Braden Carter. So Braden Carter all the way up to 8th is huge championship-wise. Robert Wilson's going to end up 9th here on the 52. And 10th now crossing the line is Hunter Porch. Kyle Carpenter. Looks like he's going to come across here in 11th. And 12th, Ben Seberg. Everybody behind him a lap down, so he's got 12th locked up. 13th was Schaefer. 14th for DeSalle. Actually 15th for Solis and 16th for Hubbard. 17th Adams. 18th Cross. 19th Picone. 20th for Spencer, 21st McIntosh, and 22nd Ryan Mahan. Any cuts inside of the top 10? Yes, Wilson actually got around Braden Carter, so Carter drops back to 9th. Dale Mullins was still in 7th, 6th for Gonzalez, 5th for Blakely, 4th for Clinton Martin, 3rd Ivan Medina, 2nd was Luke Sullivan, and your winner, folks, the number 31, Jack Daniels Racing Machine of Daniel Mills.
Look at that. That's a beautiful setup right there, too.
Well, we were talking a little bit about the man love, and Andrew Wood, your boy,
I'm so happy.
Your boy just got it done, man. You weren't in the booth when he won in Daytona in 2017.
I know, I wasn't.
Now you're here calling the race. I mean, how's that feel, man?
Honestly, it feels great. I honestly didn't think he had it, but after about halfway through, I was seriously
faith.
Not really. But I did say I think he could finish podium top 5 for sure. He definitely tends to have some mistakes. I haven't seen him ride that 250. I haven't touched the computer since we were here last week.
Yeah.
So just text with him a little bit, but it's obviously he looks comfortable, and if he gets those starts and he feels good on the track, we saw his qualifying time wasn't blazing fast, but he's able to go out there and just do that. So I'd be kind of worried. You're about probably around 5th in points, and you didn't even race the first round. He looks good. He looks good this year, and he barely puts in time, but he's always been good at the game. So
absolutely.
Just he held it together, and I feel like he could be any of these guys. Any of these guys could do what he did. They can show up, they can feel good on the track, and they can just dominate. That was a pretty dominating ride, got that start, and just kind of checked out. So I wouldn't be surprised if Luke Sullivan does that next week, or if Clint Martin or Ivan Medina. So
right, yeah, this 250 class definitely looks a lot more blown open than we expected. I mean, still 22nd to 9th is crazy for Carter, but he didn't really charge to the field like you almost expected him to with the speed that we saw. Definitely leaves a lot of holes and questions unanswered as we move into Anaheim 2 next week in this 250 West division. It looks like unofficially Kyle Miller in chat kind of giving us a little bit of the updates when it comes to the point standings. He says that Carter still actually has the points lead with 40. Clint Martin moves to 39. Ivan Medina on 35. And Luke Sullivan now on to 33 points. So definitely kind of a crazy situation.
Martin and Carter tied on 40 now because of that penalty.
Oh, because of the penalty. Yeah, okay.
And also, Zach Dupuis. Honestly, I don't ever believe in D Mills unless he has a 30-second lead in anything. So, man, let's get ready and just have another freak out session with this 450 main event, because it's going to be crazy.
This 450 main is going to be nuts, folks. 20 minutes plus a lap on a pretty grueling track here tonight in St. Louis. It has definitely wreaked a little bit of havoc with the guys all night long, and we're going to find out who is going to win the second round of the series. It's going to go down right now here at St. Louis. We're looking at Jeremy Smith down the inside. He's got Gebhardt to his right and Haley to his left. Let's go racing in St. Louis.
Big jump out of the 34
Haley
machine
through the
there.
box.
34 machine does pull it from the inside. Gets
It's
that nice wheelie.
Bryce Whelan with the hole shot. Jeremy Seabold comes across the line in second. Kyle Robb in third. And Russ Chapman right there in fourth on the 29. No sign up front of Walter Gebhardt or Jack Haley, who looks like he's down in 16th according to timing and scoring. And it is all going crazy. Gebhardt down in 19th.
Yeah, Ryan, man. It's going to be a mess every week, I feel.
So Bryce Whelan leads the way after one unofficial lap over the finish line jump. Jeremy Seabold in second, Russ Chapman in third. This is a good start for the Panini Motorsports riders on those KXs up front early, trying to close the gap down on Bryce Whelan. Whelan, of course, has won main events before in Race Factor Gaming competition. He knows how to get it done, and he's a really great starter. Let's see how long he holds on to this lead, or if these two Panini Motorsports riders are able to close up on him quickly.
Yeah, Bryce Whelan looks comfy right now. Got that great start and just kind of cruising along, going for that slightly easy line. But you have behind him, I can't tell which one that is, hitting the triple. Seabold, him and Rush, they kind of look the same. But both these guys are going to be chasing after him. Rush OJ's that. But we'll see how long it takes for this Kawasaki to rider. It definitely looks like he's got the speed, but making so many mistakes right now.
Yeah, Seabold just pushing the envelope a little bit there out of the tunnel, losing the front end traction. Chapman trying to give chase back here in third. Then it's Kyle Robb and Jack Haley in fifth early on. A good start for the defending champion. Craig Leake is in sixth. Here's Kohenauer seventh. Jeremy Smith is eighth. Deering ninth. Lang 10th. Stanley, Young, Prokop, Mitchell, Schmidt, Ritzler, Tiberino, Holm, Mitchell, and finally our points leader, Walter Gebhardt, coming through in 19th spot. Still no positions gained since we last saw him, and he's right now on the back of the 17 machine of Adam Holm as he's trying to make the pass to go into 18th. He'll make that pass happen, and the charge begins for our points leader.
Yeah, Gebhardt with a solid drive there and going to pick up another spot there. He's just kind of knocking him off. Looks comfy, just had a bad start. I wonder exactly what happened to him, if it was the start or the first rhythm section. But he's, as long as he can kind of stay up while he's knocking off these people, I don't think he'll have a problem getting back to at least the top 5 here.
Trying to go around the inside of Sabrina Ritzler, but she slams the doors, so they'll continue their battle as we continue to watch the battle up front. It is Whelan, it is Seabold, and between the two of them, lap times exchanging 53.9 and a 53.4 out of Whelan. But Seabold also has a 53.4 in his own right. He did that on lap number 1 technically, or lap number 2 I should say, after crossing the finish line. Lap 3 he ran a 53.9. Let's see what they run this time on lap number 4. Seabold actually getting down the inside. He's going to be right behind him. Lap time should be pretty good here. 52.3. And Seabold going down the inside after the finish line jump is going to take over the race lead in St. Louis and gets a triple out of the corner. Whelan also gets it right behind him. Let's see if the 34 machine can retaliate on the 19.
Yeah, and you see that triple out of the corner there. Lets him hug after that double out. Lets him hug under the tunnel jump a little bit more tight on the inside. Just kind of block that ability for Whelan to go inside there and pass. That was really good. Whelan going to switch up the line here a little bit. But both these guys looking strong, but Seabold looking just about one tick above him. But we'll see if he's able to mount a charge or if Russ Chapman is going to be able to come up and kind of try to pass both those guys.
Yeah, Chapman definitely looks like he's moving. I just saw Haley spinning around before the double jump across the start and still tries to launch it really short there, but fortunate not to go down. He's going to lose the 4 spot to Jeremy Smith on the 4. But Haley was in that 4 spot before. So a little bit of Rochambeau between these two going back and forth. Smith trying to put the charge on from the 4 spot. Haley in 5th. Robb is 6th. 7th for Leake and 8th for Lang. 9th for Young and 10th for Colton Mitchell. We saw Mitchell last week have a pretty strong ride as well. Back in the 450 class full time this year. Trying to sort out his computer problems that really kind of kept him out of the championship last year. We saw him jumping between classes, but at least right now looking strong. And Tyler Lang went down, and I think that was Leake went down too. They must have gotten together maybe.
Yeah, and gonna pick up 2 of those spots there. And man, look at this giant battle.
Oh, Tiberino tried to go over his teammate there, Reed Young.
And Gebhardt just got through that. I think he's at the beginning of this crazy pack that we just saw pass. So he's definitely making some moves and has a little bit more clean air to battle with, but all these guys make mistakes. He's got an early 10th place. I feel like he's definitely going to be able to do a really great job at salvaging all the points that he was looking to miss out on with that terrible start. See, as he comes in, he's going to elect to double in there, going to hit that big triple there, triple out and hug that single inside. Going to be able to make a pass coming up the inside with that rut. Jumps off the side of the track there. Can he pull back on and hit the finish? Yes, he is. But he's going to fall back into 10th here. Look at that rut coming into that double triple there. Not super easy. Looks like
and really hard to get around Stanley.
Stanley
just let him go, and then he gets hung up in the corner.
Oh, and Gebhardt's able to go around both of those guys that Stanley just got caught up on.
And Gebhardt able to make some passes there. Let's take a peek back out front. It is still Seabolt, but Chapman has now gone to second, so it's a Panini 1-2. The 19 and the 29 running first and second respectively. Chapman second. This is actually the exact position they were last week, except for they were fourth and fifth. So they are pretty clearly in tune with one another when it comes to pace on the racetrack. As long as they start together, they can usually ride together pretty well. And we'll see whether or not Seabolt can hold off and take the victory here tonight. Still a lot of racing left to go, though. Oh, Whelan getting hung up after the whoops. That's going to cost him third as Jeremy Smith goes through. Now Smith on the 4 finds his way up into that 3 spot. And Kyle Robb trying to charge up from 5th. Here's Jack Haley. He's lost another position since we last saw him. So 11th at the opener. And he got a pretty good start this week, but not really capitalizing on it as much as he probably would have hoped.
Yeah, he was up there in that 5th place position. Looked pretty strong. I thought he was going to kind of stay up there and kind of charge back. But still definitely doing a lot better job than he was last week. But he definitely wants to get back up there and battle with Kyle Robb, Bryce Whelan, and go for that top 5 again. Colton Mitchell not having as strong as a ride as he did last week. But Seabolt and Rush have to just be like super pumped on their start and being able to start up front. Gebhardt, you see our last week winner, still back in 12th place position, and a bunch of other heavy hitters still kind of back there. People from our top 10 last week not having the best ride, so kind of switching it up. We're going to see a big points mix-up, I feel, not as much as the 250 class maybe. But very interesting start to the season. Most of these guys haven't really been able to stay consistent here on tonight's track. And you've played it. Do you think it's a trickier track than A1? Or
I think that there are certain aspects of it that make it a little tougher than Anaheim 1 just because you do have a little bit more of the technicality with the rhythms. Like Anaheim 1 was a little bit more straightforward with like kind of how the lanes flowed. This one, it's much more precise downsides and stuff like that. But as a whole, I feel like the track is almost easier just because the lap times are a little bit shorter. You kind of get used to the flow of things. You're not trying to change up your line every other lap. I think that these guys are going to settle into a pace here going into the second half of this main event.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see, even as the track breaks down, if we'll start seeing some more consistency out of our front runners. Russ Chapman's only 4 seconds off of our leader right now, Seabolt, so we'll see if he can kind of knock that down. But yeah, the track to me I thought was maybe going to be a little bit easier, but maybe it's the fact that there's some big rhythms. There's a little bit higher speed that is needed to make some of these rhythm sections, so when you do mess up, you mess up big. But I definitely feel like we've seen slightly more crashes this week than we did last week.
Yeah, Chapman definitely trying everything in his power to close up on his teammate there, Jeremy Smith. Just kind of lurking back here in third. This is more or less Jeremy Smith's MO. He just gets into a good position early in the race and then just clicks off the laps, lap after lap. And before you know it, he ends up on the box.
Yeah, he's definitely got Adam Holm back there who's maybe he's being lapped.
I think he's getting lapped. Yeah, I think he was down early. Adam
Holm actually having a rough start to his season then. But Jeremy Smith was just like this in the heat race, 3rd place, and you just kind of go. Yeah, I would definitely not be surprised to see him just kind of hold this position for the rest of the main event. I'm more interested to see kind of what's going to happen back here with Bryce Whelan, Kyle Robb, and Jack Haley back there just coming in, trying to funnel in and catch up to this little group here, battle for that 5th place position.
Yeah, they're definitely kind of closing up on each other a little bit. And it's going to turn into a battle before long because it almost seems like Robb is catching up to Whelan and Haley is catching up to both of them.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like coordinating together pretty quickly. And this is going to be a good one here for the 4 spot, as Rob already on that back wheel of Bryce Whelan through the
And
loop to
looks
see
like
if he makes
he's
the
gonna make the pass.
Down the inside, they split a lapper, and Whelan doesn't
Ooh.
see Rob coming and gets into the back of him. Now Haley has an opportunity, doesn't capitalize on it, but he's trying to close up right back onto the number 23 of Kyle Robb there as they go across the doubles.
Yeah, and these guys are definitely caught up into lappers here, so that's going to be something to look forward to while we start having these battles. As you saw, Rob was able to make that pass because he split that lapper, and Whelan didn't see him there. But Jack Haley, I feel like, is going to make short work of him. If he can stay consistent, I feel like Jack definitely has the speed to get past him and wants to get back up and fight for that top 3, actually, in this race.
This battle definitely starting to commence a little bit heavier. I thought Haley might go for the 3 in there and try to make that pass happen. Ends up settling in behind Rob. Rob gets to drive down the start straight. Seems like if you can sweep that tunnel really smoothly and just barely miss clipping the inside, you just carry so much speed down the start straight.
Yeah, and some of these guys definitely are a lot better. Ooh, as Rob cased that triple on, and we see Jack Haley go by, almost gets a quad out there. They kind of over-jumping that a little bit. But you just got to wait for that mistake, and that triple on we talked about before the races even started, that potentially being an issue. Not so much for the 450 classes, but that allows Jack Haley to get by, and Jack can set his sights now on 3rd place with Jeremy Smith. Jeremy Smith is consistent, but does he have the speed to keep himself ahead of Jack Haley if he keeps going how he is right now?
Looking back, I think it is it's Tyler Lang just inside of the top 10 now as we're halfway through this race. We're going to go 10-1 this week with a little rundown brought to you by the folks at MXS Lobby, because they're going through their bales right now, so this was at the top of my head. MXS Lobby, bringing you this top 10 rundown. Be sure to check them out. Get yourself a server and start hosting your own races. Today, it is Tyler Lang chasing down Reed Young of the T-Gritty ride. This is a battle for 9th, actually, as they're 9th and 10th on the track. Get back to that in a second. Kyle Robb has drifted back a little ways. He's now 8th, and he's trying to get back around Walter Gebhardt.
Gebhardt and Mitchell right there, both teammates. They look good, and they're training.
So Gebhardt running in 7th now. Mitchell is up to 6th, matching his number. 5th for Bryce Whelan. 4th for Jack Haley. 3rd is Jeremy Smith. 2nd is Russ Chapman. And your leader is the number 19 machine of Jeremy Siebold, out here pretty much by himself. He's dropped his teammate Chapman and probably can afford at least one fall-off crash here before he loses that lead.
Ooh, a new Tinder match. Russ Chapman drops down. Yeah, Rush was only 3 seconds back of his teammate. It kind of looked like this battle here, and I thought he was really going to be able to push for that lead, and he did drop back. There still is some time, but Colton Mitchell right here trying to hold off Walter Gebhardt, last week's winner, with that red plate. And if I was the rest of the field, I would be a little bit bummed that Colton has been able to catch up so far. As we said, Mitchell last week, he looked just calculated. He looked smart, and he looks strong. He looks like that right now after that bad start, getting through all those people. He's looked strong so far, and he's just going to keep knocking away spots. I think within the lap here, he's going to get past his teammate Colton Mitchell, probably right here, going to go
down
up the
inside and contact and puts him down. Teammate on teammate crime. We saw it earlier tonight with those MX Locker guys. Zoe Cross putting Austin Bear off the track. Something in the air tonight in St. Louis causing these guys to be a little bit more frisky with their own teammates than usual.
I can feel it.
But that now moves Gebhardt up into, I believe, 7th position. No, 6th now for Gebhardt. So Gebhardt has done a really solid job here of charging forward after a rough start. He's now going to try to go down and chase down Bryce Whelan. Jack Haley still in 4th. Jeremy Smith still in 3rd. Pretty much even splits up here at the front. Like,
there's
not
a big
close.
gap. Gebhardt has 9 seconds to Whelan as well, which you probably got, what time? Oh, we got another 6 minutes plus a lap to go, so he's definitely got time. This shorter lap time track means they're going to be doing a lot of laps, probably end up here on 26 or 27 laps here tonight. That's a long time for them to go around and a long time for the track to keep getting beat up on these guys. So we'll see. I know it's a big way for him to come back, but we'll see if he can come back and score some more points.
Yeah, Mitchell trying to do his best to get away from Kyle Robb and go back after his teammate if he can, at least open up a little bit of breathing room here, because Robb very quickly closed up on Mitchell after we had that pass from Gebhardt. And now there's a bigger gap behind Robb. Reed Young still kind of, well, he's all by himself because Adam Holm is right behind him, and Tyler Lang is well behind him. And we're now getting down into 10th. Ash Deering running 11th.
Close, though.
Oh, Deering off the side of the track there.
Getting some real big cuts there.
Brady
Logged
Stanley,
up under his name.
Craig Leake, Jeremy Cohenauer. Here's Devin Ryan, Dominic Tiberino, Zach Prokop, just kind of looking at everybody in this field. Roy Mitchell's back here. Sabrina Ritzler, Casey Ohlert, Adam Holm. Adam Holm has had such a weird start to the season for a guy that usually has been a contender the last about year and a half in this game. Nowhere close to the front pace and missed the main event at Anaheim. Not sure what's up with the 17 at all right now.
Yeah, we'll have to see with outdoors. Maybe he just hasn't. Sorry, I've been petting her. Sorry, I just haven't been paying attention too much with Supercross, but you have to think he's going to be an outdoor contender still, right? Even with this poor showing in Supercross. Some people just like one or the other, and as Siebel just lays it down there. Some people shine in Supercross and some people shine in outdoors, and I feel like Siebel, I feel like he's more of a Supercross guy here, so I'm not too surprised to see him, but yeah, I really kind of disappointed in Adam Holm, 22nd place back there. Jeremy Smith has actually made the move on Russ Chapman. He's going to move up into second place. Did that already happen?
No, that's
Okay.
brand new information right there, folks. Jeremy Smith moving up into second.
You didn't seem excited about it, so I was like...
I didn't even notice it happened, but now it's definitely happened. Oh, but he just absolutely plows the pole, and down he goes, just right when he thought it was locked down. Well, he's still in second, actually.
Yeah.
Man, Russ Chapman has lost a lot of ground. Where actually has Siebel lapped up to at this point? He's getting pretty close. He is lapped. We just lapped 7th place Colton Mitchell. He just put him a lap down right now. And we still have 3.5 minutes and a lap left to go. So this is an absolutely tremendous ride. Jeremy Siebel 30 seconds ahead of Jeremy Smith in second
30.
right now. Freaking sane.
Insane. Yeah, Russ Chapman 31 seconds off the leader. Bryce Whelan in that. There's really only a battle between 3, 4, 5. Not too much going on elsewhere on the track. You got the leader. Kyle Robb slides out. And look at these one big rut in these corners.
Yeah.
Something I am not a fan of at all. I really wish it allowed people to cut down more. But one thing I saw someone in chat say, Kyle Robb has been trying to cut down and avoid the ruts a little bit more. The 450s have the power to do that sometimes, but it just seems so limiting. Adam switched from third person to first, apparently, but I don't know why he would do that. Like, why? Like,
Well, I mean,
technically have the new stabilizer.
playing this game in first person is just better. You can see things a little bit better. It's easier to control your front wheel and corners and such. I mean, I play in third, and I definitely felt like I hit a limit. Like, I couldn't go much faster with third because I couldn't see where I was going. Like, it was just to a point where you're just bouncing over stuff that you can't really see that well. So
I feel like with a road, first person definitely has its benefits. I've never been a third person guy. I only play first. Oh my gosh,
Haley
Jack
down
Haley
again.
into the back, locks up the brake, goes over the bars. But I don't know. I've never been a fan. I play MX bikes like that, but because I feel like you have to, and I'm just not a big fan of a road in this game. So anytime it's bad, I'll trash talk it, and you can defend it if you want. But I've hated since the first time it came out. I've been on the forum saying that we shouldn't have it. So we'll see. I don't know. It just kind of seems too limited. That pass where Gebhardt came up and cleaned out Mitchell. Mitchell was going for that rut, and all Gebhardt did was go up the inside to that rut. There was no stopping and squaring up and cutting down.
Right.
They're just so locked into that one rut, and there's no choice. And that's kind of not what I'm into right here. You could cut down and triple in, or you can rail it and triple in. So
yeah,
I don't
definitely,
know.
it definitely is kind of one line the racing a little bit more than it used to be for sure. But yeah, I'm still for it. Outdoors is Chapman.
Yeah, outdoors is fine, but
Little out of
Supercross they
kilter
should
in the
stop like
whoops.
next week, and I'd be happier. Like just quit it. And I don't know.
Well, Chapman trying to regroup here and was putting a charge in on Jeremy Smith to maybe get in second and make it a Panini 1-2. Unfortunately for his sake, he just had a bit of a moment there in the whoops and lost some ground, so he's got to worry about Whelan closing in from behind. Mitchell now inside of the top 5 with Kyle Robb 6th, Jack Haley 7th, 8th for Reed Young, 9th for Ash Deering, and 10th, Walter Gebhardt? Did he disconnect?
His game crashed, or his...
He isn't in the logs as having disconnected.
No, he's
so
good then. His internet probably just
Yeah,
sucks.
had
Probably pulling a
something-
Jesse Mullins.
Something just happened to his internet there. Oh my goodness, that is. Hopefully for his sake, he comes back and can finish this race somewhere where he was. I thought he was in like 5th or so. But now obviously that is occupied by his teammate Colton Mitchell. We just hit 20 minutes on the clock. Jeremy Seabolt just missed the timer by like a fraction of a second, it seems. So we're going to have 2 laps to go now as we run. White flag will be waving next time by as time has expired in this main event. Jeremy Seabolt looking to pick up yet another main event victory. Won, I believe, 4 times last year in 2019, en route to finishing 2nd in the championship. And he is looking to potentially take over the points lead here after a 4th at the opener.
Yeah, probably definitely with a 4-1. Nobody else. Colton Mitchell's behind him. Eaglin's gone, and Gebhardt struggling. So your new points leader after this round will be Jeremy Seabolt, most likely, unless something big happens. He's looked so smooth and steady and fast all race, so we'll have to see if he can hold on to this and finish it out. 1 more lap to go. And man, we'll have to see if Gebhardt's internet comes back. He was in 5th last time someone saw him. So
Seabolt goes down, but literally not a problem at all. He had lapped all the way up to, I believe, 6th now. Yeah, well, I mean, here's Mitchell in 5th. He was a lap down. We're still waiting for Gebhardt's internet to sort out, but Mitchell is definitely going to be a lap down. So right now, only the top 4 is on the lead lap. Still waiting for Gebhardt's internet, of course, but that's incredible. What a ride by Jeremy Seabolt. 35-second lead as it runs. And, oh, we got a battle for 2nd brewing. Chapman has gotten back around Smith as they cross the line onto the final lap of the race.
Yeah, he's looking to make that Panini 1-2 happen as he cuts down inside. They're going to get into some lappers, too, as we come around for our last lap battle.
Lappers are going to be crucial here. Smith is going to try to get a drive in the whoops, and he's great in these whoops down the inside and just makes the pass happen, no problem. But Chapman cuts back underneath the triples onto the table.
Get that triple on.
And here's Smith. He's going to triple down the inside, and he takes him down. He just completely plows him on the inside of the corner, and Smith goes into 2nd. Meanwhile, Jeremy Seabolt has won the St. Louis Supercross. What a dominant ride out of Seabolt. Incredible move there for Smith to get back into 2nd and making sure that he got in between that little panini sandwich, if you will, and ended up on the box here in 2nd. What a move. He's going to cross the line here. P2. Chapman going to be disappointed with that because he probably thought he was going to end up 2nd there. Little aggressive riding on the last lap never hurt anybody. But Chapman going to be disappointed. Immediately disconnects.
Chapman got the punt stain right there. We'll have to see what happens with Gebhardt's internet. He could come back and get thrown into any one of those spots. We've seen it before. But as of right now, rounding out the top 5 is Colton Mitchell, his teammate.
Kyle Robb 6th, Haley 7th, 8th Young, 9th Deering, and 10th Kohenauer. But again, we're kind of waiting to see what is going on with Walter Gebhardt. Did he disconnect? Did his internet time out? What's happening here? Walter Gebhardt. Oh, he did time out. He timed out of the server. Timed out up here.
Shoot.
So he absolutely is not going to be finishing this race, which means
he's going to get 1 point, and that really changes up our championship battle. That's going to probably give a huge lead to Seabolt. I would think Russ Chapman would be 2nd, maybe with a 5-3, and Colton Mitchell with a 3-5. Yeah, so definitely. Wow, Kohenauer is going to be up there too with a 7-2 finish, and everybody else kind of all over the place. Not here, didn't show up. Hollenbeck, so it's going to be a close, man, just like the 250 class. I feel like it's going to be super close too.
Kohenauer getting around Ash Deering on cuts there, and everybody else stayed the same as they crossed. So, wow. Gebhardt 22nd, only going to get that 1 point. Like you said, that is disastrous for his championship hopes, but heading back up to the booth here for a little final thoughts now.
Alex Efforts, I really like that move where he cut down and tripled onto the table, avoiding that rut in that on that last lap there, but just got cleaned out on that single out. But definitely, I like that move by Rush for sure.
Yeah, that was crazy. A crazy end to the night. Absolutely crazy main event. Now,
he did so much work.
Gebhardt won the opener and is leaving here with a 22nd. The new points leader should be Jeremy Siebel going 4-1. Jeremy Smith stealing that position from Russ Chapman on the last lap. Dupuy giving me $5 says, close enough. I mean,
thank you.
You know, I did say Jack Haley and you said Walter
I told
Gebhardt.
Gebhardt,
So I
yeah.
wouldn't say that's exactly close enough, but hey, I appreciate the $5
Thank you.
nonetheless. And seriously, everybody that donated tonight, you guys are the best. Really, really, really appreciate all the help and support.
Thank you guys.
You're paying to basically inject alcohol into this man's veins. Comes down here and drinks all my beer
I only
every
took
week.
2.
No, I'm kidding. But paying
Maybe
his
maybe
bills
at
to
Vegas.
come down
Maybe at
here.
Vegas.
Paying his bills to come down here at least. And yeah, a great night of racing. Wow. So going back to Anaheim next week, we have a very different outlook in both championship standings. The 250 class a lot closer than we expected. The 450 class almost maybe more wide open than we thought it was going to be suddenly. Where are we looking to see this whole dynamic change as we head back to Anaheim next week?
Yeah, I don't know. For the 450 class, looking at last week's results here, you have Siebel and Chapman finished off good, and Smith just strong, but Smith wasn't even up in the top 10 last week. So I'd watch out for those two Kawasaki Panini riders, Siebel and Chapman, to be up there. We'll have to see if Gebhardt can return, if he can put himself back on top and kind of make a charge. But Colton Mitchell, Jeremy Siebel, and Russ Chapman, I feel like those are going to be 3 of our guys to kind of watch out for. And they are up in the top 3 or 4 in points. So
Yeah.
definitely going to watch out for those guys. I feel like those are definitely yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's just like 250 class. It's going to be low points, but really close. So
Yeah.
it gives the guys, though, that have had bad rounds or completely missed. Walter Gebhardt, just like D-Mills moved into 5th place in the 250 standings, Gebhardt's probably not going to be that far out. So we'll see, even with that 1-point finish tonight. It's crazy. It's crazy. This just like last week. I'm freaking out. I don't know what's happening.
We lost Leclerc tonight. No Leclerc tonight. It seems like Adam Holm is still kind of getting the wits about him. Dennis Fjellberg's not making main events. Things like that are happening, and yet we still have a good championship battle going on, despite all these, former rivals, former series champions not really having the best of nights. So definitely creating a fun time. Roxy visiting us on the stream. She's very happy. She's wanted to play the entire night while we've been streaming. She's like, come on, guys, can we go do something else? That's what we're going to do, though, folks. We're going to head out of here a little earlier tonight than our little post-race soiree was last week. But, again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Really, really appreciate all the support that we have every week from all of you guys. Over 500 people here again this week was huge. I know that the numbers will tend to drop down a little bit as the season goes on, so I totally expect it to go down. But the fact that
a solid 500
over
for
500
most of
people the
heat,
first 2 rounds of the season, I am still shocked, blown away, and very grateful that you guys have come out in troves this year. Essentially, it is insane. But yeah, for myself, Kellen Brauer here, Andrew Wood alongside of me, and all of us here at Start Your Systems, we want to thank you guys again for tuning in to round number 2 of the 2020 MotoOption SX Series, and we'll see you guys next week in Anaheim.
See ya. What the fuck is it?